Welcome, everybody, to the Post-Democratic debate, January 14th, 2020. The Iowa caucuses are 3 weeks away, and we had a riveting round of CNN's centrist bullshit.
Worst one yet. It's somehow... I thought there's no way. They keep getting worse.
Yeah.
They somehow keep getting worse. This was worse than the last one.
It was, so you summarized everybody's closing remarks.
I did. I summarized everyone's closing remarks so we can go through that. So here was everyone's closing remarks. And some of this is almost like exactly what they said. All right, Amy Klobuchar's closing remark. Trump sucks. This is about the stuff you need that I plan on doing nothing about. I win, though. Remember what Liz said? I can bring people together in being boring. All right, so that was hers. Here's Tom Steyer's.
That was exciting.
But Tom Steyer's is even better. Tom Steyer, I used to play sports, y'all, and I was a baller. You guys are my teammates. I'm the captain, though, because I'm really rich, motherfuckers. All right, that was him.
My dad bought the team, so I get to start.
All right, so here's what I wrote for Pete Buttigieg's closing statement. We got one shot. What's in a lifetime? One shot. Join me, even if you're not white. That was his. That was Pete Buttigieg. And then here's Liz Warren's. I wish we would have talked about issues I had more folksy stories about. I'm woke as long as I have my note cards. Hope. Nobody's used that before, right? All right, and here's Bernie Sanders. I'm too polite to say this debate is all a load of shit. Capitalism has wrecked this country. For fuck's sake, this is our last chance. And then here's Joe Biden. Character. Character would touch my legs in a swimming pool. Trump's rude, daddy-o. We need soul, groovy soul. The world thinks we're whack, but we can do stuff, except stuff you want. All right, that was Biden. Okay. That was all of them. Those are their closing statements.
I wrote Klobuchar's closing remarks were centrists unite. That was my.
That was hers.
Steyer, only Trump is bad. Dems are great. And let's see, Mayor Pete, if you're a voter of color that I didn't make up, then vote for me. And then Warren, she can't even create her own slogan. She said hope and courage.
Yeah.
Because she flip-flops on hope and change.
Right.
That's what she just kept flip-flopping on it. And then Biden, restore America's soul with fake jobs that pay $50,000 a month. And Bernie, he just said the same. Look, he's been saying the same stuff for 3 decades. So he just keeps saying it. I wish he would have come up swinging a little more tonight. I mean, he really played nice. He really was too nice.
He played way too nice.
He played way too nice.
It's getting to the point. I mean, I think that, and I know we're going to talk about this more later. I've been talking about it this week on Get Your News On with Ron. I'm sure you have as well. Liz Warren has revealed once and for all who she is. I mean, she has just gotten into the mud. She got the soundbite she needed tonight. The whole, the guy, that was planned. She knew they were going to bring this up. And, when they brought up the whole, hey, that thing that Bernie said this, that a woman can't win an election. As soon as they brought it up, she put her head down. You can watch it. She puts her head down. Bernie looks straight on, and he says, I did not say that. That's not what happened. Here's what happened. CNN still, when they asked Liz Warren a question after, they literally said, what was your reaction when Bernie said that thing that he just said he didn't say? They still.
Right, let's get right into that, because that's obviously the big issue going into this debate, and this was such a load of shit that we were watching. So I just want to, we got 122 people watching. Action for Assange. Taylor is moderating, so the rules are very simple. You can disagree, you can debate. If you get personal and fuck you, idiot, dumb, you get the block. If you advocate for violence, you get the block. If you post the same thing like 500 times in a row, then you're going to get the block.
I mean, really, one rule: don't be a dick. That's pretty much the rule.
Yeah, don't be a dick.
Don't be a dick.
It's totally cool.
Really the only rule.
It's totally cool to disagree and even have debates. But if you're going to be a dick, if you're a troll, if you're just like, oh, my balls, you're automatically blocked. If you just say dumb things.
And what a life you lead.
God,
I'm gonna find a live stream and talk about my balls.
I just like, man.
All right, that's one way to spend a day.
Yeah, that is.
That's something you can do.
I mean, wouldn't you rather just
read a book?
I don't know, whack off into a sock or something?
Whack off into a sock, or even a spigot, or like
spigot.
Go out and try to meet people.
Yeah, say hi. Go out and do something.
Open with hi. Don't open with my balls. Like, don't open with that. Open with hello, and then like it'll open up a whole new world to you. Just like, hey, what's up? I have something to offer the planet.
Hey, what time is it? My balls. No, just say it's
no.
time.
If they ask what time it is and you say my balls, that's kind of funny.
That is funny.
There's a place for your balls. Let's not go overboard here.
Well, there's a place for my balls on whoever this troll is chin, because that's where they belong.
I mean, and then it's like if they're like totally off put by that, you kind of try to backpedal a little, and you're like, no, I can totally, you know, how like some people can tell the time by looking at the stars. I can look at my balls and I know what time it is. So if you'll please give me a minute.
I think if my balls are on your chin, you'll know what time it is.
Graham time,
that's
motherfucker.
Right, who wants a taste? All right. Yeah, and also, I should bring this up too. Action for Assange is bringing up, Graham, tell them we study J-Trig. And to be more serious and specific here, J-Trig is the private intelligence organization that hires people to come and deliberately disrupt stuff like this.
Oh, yeah.
So we also we look for J-Trig behavior, which is advocating for violence or getting people to fight with each other or causing this. So just everybody out there watching that's a sane, reasonable progressive that just wants to come on this live stream, look for that behavior. It might just be some dummy in his basement who is all out of socks, but it also could be private intelligence, because know this, they want us fighting with each other. They want us left progressives fighting. They want it. They're trying to advocate for Bernie and Tulsi supporters to really fight with each other, because they know that ticket unified is unstoppable. We talk about it all the time, and we'll continue to talk about it. So that's a great point, Action for Assange. But ran out of socks. Hey Taylor, you aren't going to block Graham, are you? I don't know if maybe she's drunk with power. If anti-war people start advocating for guns, you know something is up. Yeah, that's a great point. All right. So let's talk about what happened leading up to the debate, and then what was said at the debate about Warren. Okay, so first of all, and I want to show this. This is just to give you any idea where CNN is. They ran this story.
Flood suddenly brewing between Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. The two Democratic presidential hopefuls will face off in the CNN debate in Iowa tomorrow. Warren is blasting the Sanders campaign for reportedly giving volunteers a
You're not?
to follow to denigrate her as a candidate.
All right, hold on. Sorry, everybody.
But that may now be only part of the story between these two. Here with me now is CNN chief political analyst Gloria Borger.
What's happened? Oh, I'm sorry, guys. That wasn't plugged in, so you didn't hear that. That's my fault. All right. So we will get this plugged in a jiffy. Oh, that's why this is all.
Oh, yeah. That's why it's like easier for you to manage.
Yeah.
Because you don't have the short cable magoo going on.
A little bit of a short cable magoo.
Yeah.
As Ron just indicated.
Well, guys, what you missed is that they're saying that there's this beef between Warren and Bernie, and CNN, of course, made that up, because what did CNN do? They published a story based on not one, not two, not three, but 4 anonymous people saying they had information about a private conversation between Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren. And in that private conversation, Bernie Sanders allegedly said a woman cannot win the presidency. Bernie Sanders, there's video footage of him in 1988.
We're going to get into this. We're going to get into
so
this.
It's ready?
So this is all queued up. So
and CNN political correspondent MJ Lee. And MJ, you have some new details about a meeting between these two, a long ago meeting before either of them joined the race. Tell us about this.
That's right. We have some new reporting on a private meeting that took place between Bernie Sanders and Elizabeth Warren in December of 2018. You can do the math on the timing of all of this. This would have been when both senators were both preparing to launch their 2020 campaigns. And the two met in Warren's Washington, D.C. apartment, and they discussed a couple of things. And here's what CNN learned. We learned that the two discussed the importance of staying civil and not going on the attack against one another if the two were to face off in the 2020 election. They thought that it was important to not undermine the progressive movement. We also have reporting that they discussed ways to beat Donald Trump, and that Warren told Bernie Sanders that two major reasons she thought that she would be a strong candidate was because she could mount a robust argument on the economy, and that she thought she could get broad support from female voters. Now, 4 sources tell CNN that Bernie Sanders responded to Elizabeth Warren by saying he does not believe that a woman can win. Now, we are also told that Sanders expressed some frustration about the role of identity politics for Democrats, and also that Elizabeth Warren disagreed with Sanders' assessment that a woman could not win. Now, the Warren campaign did not comment in response to this story, but Bernie Sanders has just sent this statement to CNN. I will read it in full. He says, "It is ludicrous to believe that at the same meeting where Elizabeth Warren told me she was going to run for president, I would tell her that a woman couldn't win. It's sad that 3 weeks before the Iowa caucus and a year after that private conversation, staff who weren't in the room are lying about what happened. What I did say that night was that Donald Trump is a sexist, a racist, and a liar who would weaponize whatever he could. Do I believe a woman can win in 2020? Of course. After all, Hillary Clinton beat Donald Trump by 3 million votes in 2016. So, Brianna, not only is Bernie Sanders aggressively pushing back, he is now accusing the Warren campaign of lying.
Well, it's interesting because the Warren campaign isn't commenting. Elizabeth Warren could say, no, that's not actually, the conversation hasn't happened. So that's really important to note that, Gloria. But I wonder, how do you think this plays? There's either he personally doesn't think a woman can win if you take this conversation at face value, or that American voters won't support a woman in his opinion. Doesn't matter which one.
Oh, she just blew off Bernie's. She didn't say, well, it sounds like there's not enough. She didn't go, well, there's only 4 sources. We don't have evidence. They're already caging or couching the argument as Bernie said this, and now
Bernie
he's back.
definitely said this.
He definitely said this, and he's backpedaling.
And it's not interesting when she goes, well, it's interesting the Liz Warren campaign's silent. Why was the Liz Warren campaign silent for so many hours? I'll tell you why. Because they're a political campaign and they know how the media works. And they thought, we want this to spread to as many places as possible. When you live in a country like the United States that has a corporate media with no journalistic integrity at all, not even a little bit, none. They have 0. CNN, when something fits their narrative, they will publish stuff given to them by anonymous sources. They don't. If it fits their narrative, you can say whatever the hell you want. CNN will publish it. That's what they did here. You give it a little bit of time, other media picks up on it, and who is their source? CNN. So it's a game of corrupt, no journalistic integrity telephone where, hey, 4 anonymous people said this stuff to CNN, they publish it, and then other publications are like, oh, CNN said this. Our source is CNN, whose source was 4 anonymous people who weren't there. And that's how this works. The Liz Warren campaign knows that. So they were silent for a while. And then when they finally made a statement after it had already disseminated and they got what they wanted, they gave this, oh, yeah, no, he brought that up, or he said that, but I disagreed. It was like just one sentence, kind of vague, like, oh, yeah, this was said, but I disagreed. And then moving on to trying to play the diplomatic card, like, I don't want this private conversation to be brought up. I don't want this to be an issue. No, you do want it to be an issue, Liz. That's why in the debate tonight, you had a pre-planned answer for it to pat yourself on the back. This was deliberate. This was diabolical. This was shady beyond comprehension. And if you had any doubt in your mind, and I know there's still Bernie supporters giving Liz Warren the benefit of the doubt. Oh, she was silent because she didn't want to give credibility to this stuff. That is nonsense.
Bullshit.
I have some coastal property in Ohio to sell you if you believe that. This was diabolical. Liz Warren has revealed who she is, and nobody should give give her the benefit of the doubt
This is a
anymore.
page.
Nobody.
This is a page out of the Hillary book.
Big
like,
time.
You can't
Big
beat
time.
Bernie on policy. You're dropping in the polls. Bernie is surging in Iowa. 3 weeks before Iowa, where Bernie is now in poll after poll after poll is in the lead. Suddenly, that's when this conversation from a year ago, where Bernie said you can't be president. Where, come on, Bernie in 2015 said, you run, Liz.
Yeah.
Bernie went around.
He tried to recruit her.
In 2015,
he drafted her.
He went around saying, I'm too old. I'm a crazy socialist. Somebody run against Hillary. Somebody. Liz Warren, who doesn't have any guts or leadership backbone, backed down and acquiesced to Hillary Clinton. Mm-hmm. Because she was threatened by Hillary or whatever. This is who Liz Warren is. But I mean, I can't watch any more of these people because the woman on the left is a Clinton. She's a Clintonite. She works for the Clinton campaign. So you can't trust any of them.
Well, they're just thrilled because they got the ratings grab. And then, again, and you got the video right here. In
Here it is.
1988, Bernie Sanders was saying a woman can be president.
This is what Bernie said in 1988.
The real issue is not whether you're black or white, whether you're a woman or a man. In my view, a woman could be elected president of the United States. The real issue is, whose side are you on? Are you on the side of workers and poor people, or are you on the side of big money and the corporations?
Liz Warren is on the side of big money and corporations. I mean, she just proved that. Like this, and I understand politics is a dirty game, and every single person who has ever been in office in the history of ever has done a few strategic things they're probably not proud of, at least. I know that. I'm not that naive. But Liz Warren, with this action, has clearly shown she does not give a hoot about the progressive movement. She is not a progressive herself or anywhere close. And I'm not saying this to you, Graham. I know we've known this for a long time. But I'm saying this out there. If you've had any doubt in your mind, that should be extinguished now. Liz Warren is right on par with Pete Buttigieg, right on par with Joe Biden. That's the camp she's part of. And Bernie really needs to go after her.
Well,
she's not his friend.
Here's what happened. So her own campaign, if we can go to the wide shot, her own campaign is telling key supporters to de-escalate the fight with Bernie. Insinuating that Sanders is a sexist would be really bad news for us, a campaign official cautioned supporters in a pro-Warren group
That's
chat.
because it's backfiring on them.
Yes, it is.
That's because it's backfiring. They're just doing, now they're trying to play the good guy. Don't fall for it, people.
No.
Do not fall for this.
I mean, Bernie... You know, in the debate tonight, he goes, look, this thing's all over YouTube, because anyone that's not, 70, immediately, that clip we just showed of Bernie from 1988, that started flying around the internet the minute this came out.
Yeah.
And then stuff like this. I also met with Bernie Sanders before
Yeah, I saw
announcing
that.
her
I
candidacy.
retweeted that.
Yeah, we had a nice one-on-one conversation. I informed that I would be running for president. In that meeting, he showed me the greatest respect and encouragement, just as he always has. That's Tulsi Gabbard. That's Tulsi Gabbard, who runs because she runs on what she believes in. Is she a politician? Sure. But I think ultimately, when she says something that I don't agree with, I don't think she's saying it because it's political. I think she probably thinks charter schools are better. I don't agree with her on that. You know what I mean?
I haven't heard that specific thing. What did
she
say?
said some stuff about it, and I don't know enough about it to make a comment on that. And I don't want to get into a charter school discussion just right now. My point is, I trust Tulsi Gabbard is coming up with most of her decisions because this is who she is and what she believes.
You disagree with her judgment.
I disagree with her judgment or her opinion or a policy on something.
Right.
I don't think Liz Warren, she was a Republican. She flip-flops on everything. She was for Medicare for all, but then she says all this nonsense, and all she can play is identity politics, just like all of these centrists. That's all Klobuchar, that's all any of them can play on. And Liz Warren, the thing that was so offensive about, well, it was this. We brought it up, but Caitlin Johnstone brought it up during the debate. CNN Questions asked Warren, what do you think when Sanders told you a woman cannot win an election? Like it happened, like it's a fact. Immediately after Sanders said it never happened. Fucking enraging.
Yeah, it's unbelievable. They just kept going with it. He's like, yeah, no, that didn't happen. So you're saying it didn't happen? No, it did not. Liz Warren, what was she doing? She had her head down.
Yes.
She had her freaking head down.
Because she knew she was lying.
And then she tried to spin it. And she got the soundbite she wanted with the whole, the women win the elections, the guys don't. She got the soundbite she wanted. This was all planned. There was nothing. The Warren campaign, they are not the good guys here. This was diabolical. This was a scheme, and I just,
It's the thing that was so, they didn't go, they made Bernie he answered the question directly twice.
Yeah.
They go, no, wait a minute, Bernie.
Well, more than that, because he sent it to them in the first place.
Right.
What he answered it right away. Liz Warren, silence.
Right.
Why? So it could spread.
Right.
That's
he sent
why.
it immediately to CNN. He immediately made a statement, said that I would never say that. And then at the debate, he goes, first of all, I didn't say it. More importantly, and then he goes into all of his reasons of supporting women. He talks about Hillary Clinton, who, by the way, he endorsed. After she lied and cheated him, he still endorsed her, which enraged a lot of us Bernie supporters. But if he hates women so much and doesn't think any of them can be president, why did he even endorse Hillary?
Yeah,
why did
that hurt him politically?
It hurt him politically. That hurt him
big time.
politically. Why does he back? Why did he back AOC? Why does he back all these women? Right? And then what drives me so nuts is they make him answer it twice during the debate, and then they don't go to Warren. Hey, wait a minute. Bernie just said he didn't say this. Did he say this? Prove it.
Yeah.
They didn't say prove it. They
on
just
it.
know it's a done deal. And Caitlin Johnstone, our friend, is completely right. She's completely accurate in this. But let me show you something. CNN is for goddamn old people, just like MSNBC and just like Fox News. And not a lot of people are watching these debates. Really, they're not.
Which is good. You know, I mean, I was
good.
thinking
Fuck
as
them.
we were watching this, I actually thought, because it should be criminal the way these cable news companies try to harbor their debates, you know, and keep their debates from the public. That should be illegal.
Yeah.
But when they are this bad, I'm actually glad a lot of people are spared.
Or just tuning out.
Or you tune into this where we can tell you how awful
it was. Literally, you know, and then they try to every debate, they criticize Bernie's Medicare for All plan and then cut to a goddamn commercial for a big pharmaceutical company and or a healthcare company. Every debate this has happened.
Oh, that was my favorite part of tonight's debate. Bernie, you need to give a price tag on Medicare for all. Bernie gives a price tag on Medicare for all. Next question.
Yes.
Biden, shouldn't Bernie give a price tag on Medicare for all? Biden goes into pre-planned lie. It's unreal. It's unreal. I mean, there were multiple, and that was similar to the moment with Liz Warren. Bernie, did you say that? No, I didn't say that. Liz Warren, why did Bernie say that? Like,
yes,
it's unreal.
It's
like they don't even listen to his answer.
But here's the thing: the internet is a little more democratic. 1.6 million tweets hashtagging Bernie. Dem debate 426.
Yep.
Biden 347,000 tweets. So a third of what Bernie gets. Warren 562,000 tweets. Half.
Yeah, well,
Half.
And refund Warren was trending on Twitter. A bunch of people were like, "We want our money back. You're going to do this. We want our money back.
Really?
You're not in it for a movement." Yeah. That's why her campaign issued that thing. Oh, we want to de-escalate this. Yeah, because it backfired on you.
You know who it backfired? It's all of the people, and I've talked to many of them, who are like, look, I love Bernie. Or the people who don't pay attention as much as we do. They like Bernie, but they think the two of them are together.
Right.
This
exactly.
This just backfired. Because now it's, you're just like everyone else, Liz. They thought she was different.
Yeah.
They thought, oh, no, I like Liz Warren and her and Bernie together, or she'd be good on his ticket or vice versa. Or no, now they all went, no.
Right. And I'm not referring to those people when I'm saying this backfired on them. I'm referring to Liz Warren and the powerful people in her campaign, the people that really have her ear. I'm not referring to, the people that we're talking about who think like, well, I like Liz Warren. I think she's one of us. I think she's a progressive. Those are the people that aren't fooled anymore.
That's the thing. That's why I'm saying it's such a it is a huge misstep. I mean, I'm putting this on par with Hillary calling Tulsi a Russian asset, thinking, oh, I'm going to take Tulsi down. And that backfired on her. It helped Tulsi. I think this helps Bernie. I think all the people that were like, I could go Warren, Bernie, coin flip now went, nope.
There's a lot of people was like, she's not my number two anymore.
She's not my number. No way. She shouldn't be. You know why she shouldn't be? Because this is her standing when Trump says this will always be a capitalist country. That's why she did this, because a democratic socialist, and in his 1988 interview on C-SPAN, there's all this other shit on it and the YouTube thing, but if you watch the raw footage, it's a 22-minute interview. I highly suggest you watch it, because you know what he's saying? The same shit he's been saying for 3 decades.
Yeah.
A bunch of rich people run the country back in 1988, and he's saying the same things. What it also says is Bernie Sanders, I for independent, Vermont, and then they put socialist. Mm-hmm. That's who he is. Here's who Liz Warren is.
We renew our resolve that America will never be a socialist country.
Pelosi claps. Who stands in the corner? There is Warren. There she stands, right there. There's Liz Warren standing right there.
After everybody around her did.
Right there. Standing with all these, and all these shithead Republicans start chanting USA like a bunch of fucking idiots at a goddamn football game. Like the morons that were at that stupid college football game last night where Trump, this fucking fascist asshole, went there with his fucking prostitute wife at halftime and everyone started chanting 4 more years. This kind of crap, Liz Warren, is why Trump will have 4 more years.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You idiot.
And notice how, like, it took everyone around her to stand up before she did. She has never had an original thought in her head. She has no ideas.
Nothing.
She is the opposite of what a leader should be. She has advanced in politics by being just a complicit person who sways with the wind. You think that's someone who's going to solve climate change? Who's going to bring about a Green New Deal? Who's going to take on the insurance industries?
How?
We need a revolution, and she is one of the most counter-revolutionary politics that there is. Politicians that there is.
I knew she was nonsense when I saw her wag her finger and that Wells Fargo executive.
Yeah, the Wells Fargo.
Gave
Beautiful speech.
Great speech.
But did nothing.
And that went viral and everyone went, wow. And what nobody on the internet who pays attention the way we do realize, that Wells Fargo executive walked out of there with a $120 million severance package.
Right. Yep.
That's her tough talk.
Right.
Oh, she's going to give tough talk. And I've got 3 brothers. And she's lied on the internet. It breaks down all of the places she's lied about her Native American heritage.
Right.
Which is brutally offensive. She'll do whatever she can. She's an opportunist. She was with the Republican Party till she was 47. I've said this numerous times.
We all have.
I'm 50 years old. 3 years ago, I didn't vote for the fucking Republican Party. I will never stand for Donald goddamn Trump. Unless it's him walking in an orange jumpsuit on a perp walk to a federal prison. Then I'll stand and applause.
Yeah, me too. I mean, I'll say this, man, and maybe you haven't swayed at all. I have moved a little bit, though, because, yeah, I mean, I knew Liz Warren was mostly nonsense long before this happened, but I will say, it was like Bernie, Tulsi, my desired ticket by a lot,
right?
Obviously. And then in a very, very distant third was Liz Warren. I can't say that anymore. There is no distant third anymore. There isn't one. So, no, I went from disliking Liz Warren a lot, but being willing to at least hear her out, if heaven forbid she's the nominee, to there is no, I mean, it's Bernie, Tulsi, or like that's it. There is no distant third for me now.
Well, also, we can go to the wide, please. Is in this read this article, and I'll you know what I'll do? I'll put it in the show notes, and also I'll put it on the live stream right now. There's a whole thing talking about how Liz tends to exaggerate in her campaign staff, and she'll just kind of sort of make things up and exaggerate a little bit, like being Native American and stuff like that.
Supporting Medicare for all.
Little things like
being against what Hunter Biden got.
Yeah.
All those things she embellishes on. They cheated Bernie, except for when I say that and someone's not supposed to hear it.
Yeah, someone in her staff basically said, I don't know, maybe we say Bernie said this, and she's like, well, I can guess I kind of remember that. I don't remember. So she's like, and she knows CNN isn't going to drill her on it. CNN's not going to go, did he say that? He just said he did.
He just said he didn't say it. Did he say it? Look him in the eye and tell him that he said it. Look him in the eye, Liz Warren. She couldn't do that. She couldn't even look ahead, let alone at him in the eye. I mean, it's even Washington Post contradicted her. The Jeff Bezos newspaper, who wrote 16 negative stories about Bernie in an hour or whatever it was, even they were like, yeah, according to someone else who was privy to that conversation, that's not what Bernie said. And then their recollection matched what Bernie is saying he said. So it's ridiculous. And now we're having this discussion around a private conversation. Well, the world is on fire. And Bernie has a plan to do something about it, and Liz Warren doesn't. Well, she doesn't want you to know that.
Wait a minute now, Ron. She wants to green up the military. That's her big solution? So there's literally fire tornadoes in Australia. Friends of ours in Australia, fans that came to our tour in November, are dealing with horrific stuff that is absolutely caused and made worse by climate change. And she wants to green up the military. That's her plan. This is the same military that her and Cory Booker and Tim Kaine voted to give an extra $80 billion for in October of 2017. So to anyone out there who was in the, hey, I like Bernie, but Warren's my number 2, or I like...
She shouldn't be anymore.
No,
She
tell
should
your
not be
friends
anymore.
who are big Warren supporters, tell them this information, tell them these facts, show them that clip. Show them what Bernie said. It's just preposterous to me. And that kind of lying is that, first of all, she'll get crushed by Trump in a debate.
Oh, are you kidding? Yeah, Ayanna Pressley won't be there to bail her out.
Yes.
I mean, and you know what? I do, a quick side note here. We do have to have a moment of silence for Cory Booker. Cory Booker, of course, left the race, and there was that, there is one frat house in the country where the flag's at half-mast today.
Yeah,
I mean, in honor of him leaving the race.
It's like every time a centrist leaves the race, you know what I mean? An insurance executive loses their wings.
Right.
So it's really, it's like a country club just loses one less tea time.
They get a member that drops out.
Yeah,
They
every
get, like,
time.
one
So
less
it's-
member.
Yeah, poor, you know.
Poor Cory Booker.
Poor Cory Booker.
I mean, he has more time to do cake stands with his college buddies now, so he has that going for him.
Yeah, maybe, hopefully Rosario Dawson, big Bernie supporter from 2016, his girlfriend, will talk some sense into him into backing Bernie.
When is she going to? I mean, I've wondered that. Like, I'm like, why is?
What are you doing?
I guess opposites attract. I don't know, but I hope
Yeah.
she talks some sense into him.
I don't know. 625 people watching. Please hit the like button. Like, subscribe, and share, and go to patreon.com/Graham Elwood and rockfin.com/Graham Elwood. Ron, we've got some, before we read some super chats, I know we've got some tour dates coming up. Where are we going, Ron?
Oh, yes. We are going to. So January 25th, we're going to be right in our backyard in Santa Clarita, California. Come on out, Santa Clarita, Valencia, folks, at JR's Comedy Club. February 8th, Tucson, Arizona. February 29th, San Francisco, California. March 12th, Orlando, Florida. March 13th, Tampa, Florida. March 14th, Miami, Florida. April 24th, Seattle, Washington. April 25th, Portland, Oregon. April 10th, I'll be in Pittsburgh. May 14th, Indianapolis. May 15th, Detroit, Michigan. June 19th, Louisville, Kentucky. July 11th, Chicago, Illinois. July 12th, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. And those are all the tickets that are available now. But we got a lot of stuff that's going to be available really soon. DC, we're coming back. Philadelphia, we're coming. Richmond, Virginia, we're coming. Nashville, Atlanta, New York City. September 10th, the date is confirmed, but tickets aren't available yet. But we're coming back to New York City. Boston, we're coming back. Portland, Maine, we're definitely coming to you. Burlington, Vermont, we're trying to get to you. Help us out. Minneapolis, Minnesota, Madison, Wisconsin, we're coming back. And we should have all of the dates available by the end of the month, if not by early February. But we are going to be out and about in 2020.
We got a lot of tour dates. We're going out at least once a month.
Yep.
And any of those cities listed where we don't have ticket links yet, it's just sort of a matter of time
It's
to get
just a matter of time. RonPlacone.com for all those tickets. GrahamElwood.com for all those tickets. Don't wait. Grab them now.
Get it. Tony DeMeo, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thanks for supporting the program. Sean Lennon supports Tulsi, who was missed tonight. Yeah, it's the second debate in a row where it really would have been nice to have Tulsi on stage because Bernie just won't play that hard, which is a little bit of a bummer for me. And the fact that they keep just saying only Trump and Republicans are bad, this is the thing that I think they're really missing is Trump got the nomination by blowing up the Republican Party, by saying the Republican Party is awful. They created all these wars. George W. Bush should have been impeached. He said all these things.
He did.
He said
He almost made Jeb cry.
Yes.
And it's, how do you not kind of laugh at that? I mean, do you remember that debate? I was laughing hysterically.
I was like, when I watched him in the debates, I was like, man, Trump is a jackass, but I was like, I'll give him props.
He's right about how horrible the GOP is.
Yes, he was.
I mean, now then he just joined them.
Sure, he just joined them.
I mean, it was all a lie, but
yeah.
But yeah, man. I mean, you have to. We're in an outsider era. That's just the fact of it. And you know what? I think had Tulsi been there, I think she would have been like, wait, Liz Warren, did he say it?
Did he say it?
I think she would have done it because she would have referenced her tweet where she's like, he was nothing but supportive to me.
She would have said, as a woman running for president, I want to know if he said it. Did he say it?
She would have done that.
I know.
I wish she would have been on that stage too.
I don't know why.
For a lot of other reasons too, but that's one of the reasons I wish she would have been there.
I really, she was so great in the debates. And you really see the glaring omission of not having her on that debate stage. You really see it because she took out Kamala.
Bernie has no allies now.
I know.
He has no allies. So it's like he's got to take on the moderators, and all the facilitators and everyone else on that stage by himself.
The advertisers.
And he has to take on the audience, too, because they kind of monitor who's in that audience based off of where the applause were and weren't.
Yes.
People applauding Tom Steyer. Are you kidding me?
It's ridiculous.
That guy is a CEO holiday greeting personified.
That's literally had the balls. Tom Steyer had the balls when she said, "You've made money." They asked her, "You talk about climate change, but you made money, in the fossil fuel industry." And he goes, "That's why I'm the guy ready to lead, because I knew it was a mistake and I changed my tune." Get the fuck out of here.
You didn't return any of your money.
Yeah, you didn't.
You're like, well, why sign the giving pledge? You know who else did stuff like that? Like all of the rich people in the history of our world, because back in the day, they were all scared that they were going to go to hell. Because I don't know, the Bible says a lot of not so nice stuff about rich people. So they were scared they were going to go to hell when they die. So they gave most of their money away because they were pretty sure they couldn't take it with them. If they thought they could, they wouldn't have done it anyway. That's where all that shit comes from. So, I signed a giving pledge. So when I'm dead, a lot of my money, there'll be schools named after me. Fuck off.
Fuck off. That's Rockefeller bullshit. And you know what? Instead of spending $100 million on your dumb ad campaigns, why don't you spend it on just giving people solar panels? Why don't you spend it on solving...
You have $1 billion.
Billions.
If you really wanted to do something about climate change, running for president would be the last thing on your list. Oh, and by the way, I love when he was saying, I took on the Keystone Pipeline. The Keystone Pipeline was a grossly unpopular policy idea that even Obama was against pretty much.
And
I
even Obama's, against was still a weak half-hearted.
It's always in air quotes with him, but he was against it. If you really, with your $1 billion, took on the Keystone Pipeline, how the hell did you lose? You're either A, not telling the truth, or B, a really bad fighter at everything, and would make an awfully shitty president. Which he would.
Did you shut down the coal mines you made money from? Some of them in Australia, that country that's on fire right now. Why don't you take $100 million and put solar panels on some of the private prisons that
give everybody a new sustainable job? You got the money to do it. You really feel like, this investment was wrong. I want to write it. Why don't you do it? What's stopping you? You have the resources to do it.
But instead you want to buy ad time and just say Trump bad, and wear that stupid plaid tie. Take that dumb fucking tie off.
Yeah, and stop looking at the camera like you're giving an address. You're never going to be president. You're not going to give an address. You look like a jackass. I'm Tom
Steyer, and I wear this dumb tie because someone in my campaign staff said this stands out. Idiot.
I paid a lot of money for this focus group, and it told me to look at the camera all the time and look at the camera. Hi, I'm Tom Steyer.
Oh, Jesus. God, he's bad. Keith M. Shave your knuckles for justice, Keith. Klobuchar will do 137 things like to pay for things, competent because she's competent, plus she looks more and more like Joker, God is dead.
That's a great stream of conscience. I like that.
Wow, dude. Thanks.
I'm
Keith.
with you.
We're just really letting it all loose on
Somebody tweeted this. I just randomly saw this on Twitter, so I don't know who to credit to, but they said something along the lines of they were noticing Amy Klobuchar made a lot of casino references.
Oh, it's Truth or Tweet.
She did. Oh, is it Truth or Tweet?
Truth or Tweet posted that, and she said...
That's a good observation.
It was hilarious. She goes, wow, does she have a gambling problem? Yeah. And then I retweeted, hey, Amy, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Yeah.
Which is... So, I don't know. Maybe we do need to have an intervention for Amy Klobuchar's. She's got a gambling problem.
She's got a gambling problem and apparently a thing for short dude. She has mentioned at 2 debates now how, short guys can do great things and be great leaders. And I'm 5'4", Amy, and on behalf of all short guys, we don't care what you think about us. We don't care. We really don't give a shit one way or another. Whether we have your approval or not, we do not care. Sorry, not interested.
Amy, maybe your gambling problem and your short guy fetish.
You could combine those. Yeah. Maybe that's what she really wants. She just wants like Tyrion Lannister on a slot machine is like porn for her. That's what she really wants. The debate sucked, is what we're saying. It was shit.
so bad.
You missed nothing. Thanks for being here,
Thanks for being here. 625 people watching. Please hit the like button, everybody. And share this out on your social media because we get a lot of people watching. Danny Vela Perez. Danny, thank you so much. Warren sidestepped the dung pile she created. Yeah, of course. Yeah, and she just used it for a dumb identity politics. I'm with her part 2, you know, and it's just like, it's so, hey, Warren, why do no prominent female candidates, politicians, how come none of them have endorsed you? How come 3 or 4 members of the gang haven't endorsed you?
I mean, I can just imagine like her and the general where Trump, because Trump will bring it up.
Of course.
Trump will, because Trump knows that there's some people who voted for him because of his populist message. That was just a lie.
Right.
So he'll try to get those people back by being like, yeah, you said that stuff about Bernie in your private conversation. Did Bernie actually say that? And she'll be like, blah, 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 blah. And then Trump will get her. And then people who are Bernie supporters who are having to watch this shit show, people will be like, hey, look, Trump at least stuck up for Bernie. She lied about what he said in a private conversation. What's your response to that? And it's like, yeah, this really sucks. It really sucks. We have gotten to this point where we have these 2 diarrhea choices.
Well, hopefully.
So, I mean, hopefully it doesn't come to that. I'm just saying.
Yeah. But
that's a scenario.
It is a scenario. I think, though, because of the tweets, her own campaign saying, oh, de-escalate. I think this is blowing up in her face. And I think a bunch of people are like, I'm with Bernie. And I think Bernie's going to fucking clean up in Iowa. I think he's going to crush Iowa. And I think she's going to come in like 3rd or 4th place. And I think she's going to have to really reevaluate. And then the next debate, she's going to be sitting there talking about, Bernie's been doing great jobs. And because
the sooner she's out of the race, the better.
Get out.
She is, I think she is the establishment anointed one. Yeah. I think that's very obvious.
The next one.
The next one, the one for right now. And I don't see it changing because I just don't see Buttigieg or Biden stepping up. I mean, they know Biden's done. They know Buttigieg just people just don't like him, despite, he looks like he just shot a Supercuts commercial tonight, but, he's still, so it's her. And she, they won't let her, like, they never stop her. She can talk. She could talk an entire debate if she wanted to. They wouldn't stop her. She could talk for 2 hours.
They'll give her one token, Senator Warren, your time, and then let her just keep going.
They'll go,
Senator Sanders, your time's up, and he'll go and he'll
finish his statement.
And they'll go, you're done, and they talk over him. They let Klobuchar go way past and finish his statement. They let Warren. They let all of them. But
yeah, Biden they don't have to worry about because he doesn't have enough to say. So he takes in the time to be like, oh, I know the time's up. I'm not going to go long. No, you just have nothing to say.
Oh, yeah, because
you have absolutely nothing to say.
Nothing to say. When he starts with in fact, here comes some rambly Joe,
rambly, or he'll reference. I like when they were just like, hey, Joe, you're kind of clueless on climate change. What's your response to that? And he's like, in 1986, I was on top of things. Like, oh, okay.
Well, Biden is so out of touch. He doesn't realize there's a video of a speech of something he said in the last 25 or 30 years refuting everything he just said on the debate stage.
Right.
He doesn't understand the internet exists. He doesn't understand it. He literally is like, what's this internet?
Al Gore never told him.
Never told him. He's like, in fact, I did this in 1986. And the 9 senior citizens in whatever VA hall he's giving some boring speech about his Amtrak days, they'll believe it. But anyone with a laptop or a phone goes, oh, here's a speech of him saying, and no, here's him saying we should bomb more. Here's a speech of him saying Democrats shouldn't be anti-war. All things that are out there.
Yeah, you can't do a fact check on a phonograph record player, and he celebrates that.
Oh, Biden Pony Express 2020.
That's right.
Majin Bull 17. We donate to Bernie so he'll fight. His supporters don't enjoy. I've known insert neoliberal here for a long time, and they're a good friend of mine. I know. I really wish Bernie would push back a little more and fight a little more.
He's got to.
He's got to.
He has to differentiate himself, especially from Warren now.
And especially
he has to do it.
He can't say my good friend this.
Yeah,
and my
just
good friend
stop.
That.
Yeah,
He's just got to say no. I mean, his closing statement. I liked his closing statement in the sense that he goes, no, we need bold
Yeah, now's the time.
Now's the time for boldness. We don't need more goddamn centrism. Like FDR was not a centrist. He faced the Depression and he faced the Nazis. He was not a centrist. So we need bold action and bold statements. And everyone out there
I
watching,
think personally he kind of was, but politically he wasn't. He didn't govern like one.
right?
Yeah.
And I think everyone out there watching that agrees with what we're talking about, why I say you're all political vigilantes, it is up to you in your personal conversations with your neoliberal and neocon friends and on your social media to point out these facts. That throughout history, centrists did not make the big change. Susan B. Anthony was not a centrist. Gandhi was not a centrist. Martin Luther King was not a centrist. None of these, Rosa Parks, none of these people, when they took these actions, they were not centrist, incremental, bipartisan, placating acts.
Well, it's like what I tweeted to Beto O'Rourke. The song's called Revolution Rock, not Incrementalist Rock.
Yes.
That's what it's called. And that there's a reason for that. I mean, even like when you really break down like how real change happened in this country, especially like in the electoral politics level, a lot of it wasn't even driven by either the major two parties. It was driven by like outside forces, like either like fringe parties or movements, like environmental movements, women's suffragist movements, social movements. I mean, that's really how it happens. That's why, you know, hopefully Bernie Sanders wins and becomes president. But when he does, that's day one.
That's day one.
That's like punching the time clock, because Bernie's only going to be as good of a president as the movement behind him, like FDR. FDR was like, okay, this is what we have to do. This is how things.
That's what the fireside chat was.
That's what it was. He's like, this is what we got to do. This is who's holding it back. What are you guys gonna do?
Yeah, it wasn't a folksy thing. It was a like, hey, get in. You have to get involved. You voted me here, but I'm just one guy.
Yeah,
you have to do this.
And I get it. I know what's going on. That's why he went up to his rich friends and he's like, okay, do you want to keep some of your money or none of it? Because you ain't keeping all of it. That ain't gonna happen.
Yeah.
So you make a choice.
You get to keep some of it and your heads, or they're going to just come at you, and I won't be able to stop them. And like, I'm glad Bernie invoked the endorsement from the Sunrise Movement, because that's what it's going to take. It's going to take the Sunrise Movement, the DSA, all of these unions, all of these big politicians and leaders that have endorsed Bernie already. That and if Booker's smart,
Big
endorse Bernie. Like, Warrenship is sinking. You do not want to attach your dinghy to this sinking identity politics nonsense. And Klobuchar and Buttigieg are proud of their pragmatic centrism. Mm-hmm. It's so boring.
Yeah, it is painfully boring. I mean, even the moderators were getting annoyed by Pete Buttigieg. Like, they were like, dude, you're annoying. So we're going to re-ask this question because you just said nothing for like a few minutes.
Australia's on fire. What do you think's going to a centrist at it? Well, let's hold on. Let's not get too crazy. That's what let these fires keep burning. Mm-hmm. So there is an economic fire that is burning right now. There is a social fire. There's all these fires, literally and figuratively, that are burning out of control. There's a poverty fire. there's a Medicare. There's the health insurance fire that's burning out of control. And you want to come at it with one guy and a fucking hose.
Yeah.
Scott Morrison is a fucking idiot. He's a fucking idiot. If you live in Australia, write that right now. Scott Morrison is a fucking idiot.
Let's get it trending.
Yeah, hashtag ScoMo is a fucking idiot.
ScoMo is a fucking idiot. I like it.
All right, Anthony Chisholm. Shave your knuckles for justice. Warren wouldn't shake Bernie's hand at the end. I didn't see that, but who cares?
Yeah, who cares?
He doesn't need to shake a hand of somebody that just knifed him in the back. And Bernie, come out, start talking about Tulsi. Like, really, she's got your back. You need to get hers. You need to do that, man. Like enough with this fucking.
Well, and he needs to go after his colleagues.
Yeah, fuck these my good friend bullshit. Your good friend just lied on national TV.
And stabbed you in the back big time. It's like you got to rethink who your friends are. Joe Biden's not your friend.
Joe Biden's not your friend.
Liz Warren's not your friend.
Liz Warren's not your friend.
Tulsi Gabbard's your friend.
Tulsi Gabbard is your friend.
Is your friend.
Yeah.
The Squad is your friend.
That's who your friend is. Line up with those folks. Get them on board. Name Tulsi as your VP like now, or start leaning it. Start throwing those little breadcrumbs to that. Mm-hmm. Like, well, there's a lot about Tulsi I like. She'd be a great Say those things. Start saying those things. Start getting the media, because use the media to your advantage.
Talk about how a lot of the people most aligned with you, like Nina Turner, have also been shunned from the party.
Yes.
How that you guys are your own thing and you're the outsiders and they're the elite. Start saying that, because people are hungry for that message.
Hungry.
And it's all sitting right in your lap.
We all watched CNN just sandbag you a goddamn again. They've just did it again tonight, Bernie.
And it's so out in the open. I mean, everyone's tweeting the same stuff.
Yes.
Everyone's noticing it. Everybody from YouTubers. I mean, Kyle Kalinske was tweeting about the same stuff where he's like, this is the worst one yet. They just repeated saying that Bernie said that thing he just said he didn't say. Everyone's seeing this. They're all
Caitlin
seeing
Johnstone, who is an Australian citizen.
Right.
She can't vote in this election, was watching this and saw this. Like, unreal. Don't shake her hand. Play hardball, man. Come up swinging. Cut the shit. These people are the worst. They're the worst thing for, and this centrism will set the, I mean, Bernie's right when he goes, we don't have till 2040 or 2050. We need to be off fossil fuel by 2030.
Yeah, he's absolutely
cut
right.
the shit.
My favorite part of the debate was when CNN attempted that dunk on him by saying you should, this AFL, like they like the new NAFTA, and he's like, okay, every environmental organization in the country, especially the Sunrise Movement, they didn't like it,
And a bunch of other
and
unions.
other unions didn't like it. He's like, a bunch of other organizations did not like it. He was ready for that,
Yeah.
and he just dunked on them.
Dunked on them.
And then, man, it's amazing. Every other candidate on that stage, fine with NAFTA, fine with the new NAFTA.
I would support this. And that's another thing. It shows you who Liz Warren is.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a little bit of a change. That's what you'll get.
That was the best. Oh, we should pass it now so we can get a better one later. Are you kidding? Do you think people learned nothing from 2016?
Or 2008.
Let's pass this shit plan so we can get a better one someday, maybe at some point. Okay, Liz Warren.
That's the bold centrist leadership of a Warren presidency. Well, I got you a little something. Why?
It might be good someday. It's shitty.
Why the fuck do we, the 99%, always have to make concessions? When the fuck are the billionaires going to make a fucking concession? Liz Warren, you're weak. Come on this show and look me in the camera in the eye and say that Bernie said those things. You're a weak politician. I want to ask you why you lied about being Native American. I want to ask you this to your goddamn face. I want to ask you what a green military is going to do. I want to ask you to your face. You're everything that's wrong with the Democratic Party and fucking centrism. You're a millimeter to the left of the goddamn Republican Party. And we're supposed to think,
they all are.
You
Yeah,
all are.
they all
You've
are.
stood and clapped for Donald Trump. Explain that to me. Tell me why you clap for Donald Trump. You'll never come on this show because I'm not going to hand you softball questions. Bring your senior staff members, anybody, bring them on this show, and I will ask them point blank questions that they will not be able to answer, and they won't have some CNN or MSNBC person wiping their fucking ass on camera. You hear me? That's what I thought. Oh, we're going to play the sexism card? Graham Elwood's a sexist? Oh, weird. Why do I keep talking about how great Tulsi Gabbard is? Oh, no, because I'm an Assad apologist. See, I already cracked your bullshit fucking argument with me in half. It's so weak. I said 2 years ago, she is a fucking fake progressive. Liz Warren is a fake progressive. Do not fall for it. Mo Money, shave your knuckles for justice. Lying Liz is using Hillary's people. Well, that's obvious. It's got the Clinton awful
it's right out of the
backstabbing
Clinton
stink
playbook.
all over it. The Clintons have ruined this country. Let's be real clear
Oh,
here.
absolutely.
I voted for Bill Clinton. I wanted Jerry Brown. I liked Al Gore's environmental policy, but his wife was
She was nuts.
she's crazy and was
she's
against
insane.
fucking freedom of speech. Like she's nuts.
She was against music.
Yeah, she's against
That's
music.
kind of a tough sell.
Yeah,
Hey,
it's-
music, I don't think...
And her lyric,
When has that ever helped anybody?
And her parental thing only helped record sales. So it backfired on her dumb, controlling, whatever nonsense. And the Clintons, I voted for, and I was like, all right. But when he got sworn in, I thought, all right, well, this is a chance for some real change in this country. And it's never happened. And then I fell for it again with Obama, and I'm not falling for it. I'm sorry. I will not fall for it, Liz Warren. If you are the nominee, I will do everything in my power to not support you. I will go on the show 10 times a day and say, no, she's a liar and a capitalist who stood and cheered for a Nazi. You stood and cheered for a Nazi. Trump is a Nazi, right? That's what they keep saying. He's the most lying, racist guy ever. You would agree with Bernie Sanders when he says that. Well, Bernie Sanders stood there with his fucking arms folded while you clapped.
That's right.
So fuck you and your neoliberal bullshit. Fuck your identity politics. Fuck you and playing the fucking sexist card again. Fuck off.
That's all she has.
That's all you've got. That's all you've got, Liz Warren. And you want to say that I'm sexist? Yeah, maybe I am. Because I was raped by a woman when I was 3. So fuck you, Liz Warren. Look me. Fuck you. Fuck your fake bullshit. Fucking God, I'm so fucking tired of this crap. Fuck your centrist bullshit. Take your centrist bullshit and get the fuck out of here. Take your corporate money, you fucking sellout. I hate Donald Trump. I'll at least give the guy credit. He's up front. Hey, I'm leaving the troops there to guard the oil. I'm just a rich, racist, white asshole that thinks of women as second-class citizens. It's despicable. It's offensive. But at least he's not bullshitting me. Fuck off. God damn it. I'm so sick of this crap.
Yeah, the debate kind of sucked.
God, it's so bad. It gets worse and worse.
Yeah, it really does. I mean, at one point, I think it was Klobuchar that did it. She brought up the deficit, where it's just like, hey, just in case you were wondering, this isn't a GOP debate. I know it's tough to tell sometimes. It's the same shit, but this is actually not a GOP debate.
Does anyone on that stage other than Bernie know about MMT?
Probably not. I mean, it's AOC. I thought it was beautiful when AOC was like, look, if this was a different country, Joe Biden and I would not be in the same party.
No way.
And everybody like got on her for it. I mean, in the corporate media, you know, like the corporate, they were like, why would she? And I'm like, dude, she's telling the truth. It's ridiculous. The Overton window in this country is so far to the right. It's on the idea that a politician like Joe Biden would be in a political party that's not considered at least conservative, at least center right, is insane. It's insane.
This Democratic Party is a war party.
Yeah. I mean, they're a right-wing party.
They're a right-wing party. They're just mad that Trump doesn't,
ask permission.
Ask permission.
Ask us permission when you want to bomb.
When they kill someone that 3 years ago CNN said was an ally of ours. Mm-hmm. CNN 3 years ago said Soleimani, he's helping fight ISIS. He's helped defeat ISIS. Meet the Iranian general that's fighting with the U.S. coalition anti-ISIS group. Fuck you, CNN, you warmongering cocksuckers. Fuck you. You're perpetuating war. When the human race dies out, it'll be because of you. You got it? I hope the oil stocks went through. I hope you got good oil stocks. All right. I can't wait for some guy on Twitter now to take that clip and Graham Elwood went blah, blah. Mberg33, stream debates on Rockfin with email alerts. All right. I don't know how to stream on Rockfin. I've been trying to figure that. I like Rockfin. I put all my videos up there, but I haven't figured out how to live stream on it.
Yeah, I don't know how to live stream on it either.
Pasta at the Convo Couch has, and God bless the man.
Yeah.
I haven't figured it out. A Mayors, shave your knuckles for justice. A small crowd by design, likely with snipers pointed at them, were very well behaved. It's almost like they weren't there at all. Hashtag fuck the DNC. Yeah, you're right, A Mayors. And good for you, A Mayors. I know you live in Iowa and you've been canvassing there. Right on. You're fighting the good fight. Jedi Mullet 77. Shave your knuckles for justice. Iran Joe's struggling 1933, $40,000 a year salary through inflation. Jedi Mullet. This is why I love the internet. Iran Joe's struggling 1973, $40,000 a year salary through inflation calculator. That's $190,000 in today's money. Yeah, poor Joe Biden. He made $40,000 a year in 1973. Wow. That's $190,000.
I wouldn't have guessed it was that high, but thanks for doing that.
Thanks, awesome. Jedi Mullet 77.
That's really cool. I would have guessed a little lower.
This is why I love your. That's why I say you're political vigilantes. You did that, so now we all know that, and put that out on all of your social media. Joe Biden, another look. I was only making $40,000 a year. You made $190,000. You fucking Republican light sellout. Now go get your son another fake fucking job for $50,000 a month. Again, you're just mad Trump got the Ukraine corruption before you did. That's all that is. It's like, remember when the Republicans went after Bill Clinton? It was always just because he was better at being a shifty, greedy politician.
The businesses were liking him.
Yeah, businesses were liking him.
He was singing their tune.
Yeah. And they were like, Democrats aren't supposed to be pro-business and pro-war. What? Oh, they're just mad because
He's taking our thing.
he's taking our thing. He's taking our Republican pro-business, pro-war thing, and he's just wrapping it in a rainbow flag. That's the goddamn Democratic Party, and that's the Clintons. Andrew Dwyer, Warren didn't shake Bernie's hand on the way out. Yeah, because she couldn't look him in the eye, because Bernie would have gone, really, Liz?
Yeah.
He would have looked at her and go, really? You lied to me like that? He would have just said something like, really?
I mean, there's a thing called tells, and if you watch that debate, and you can see it, people were clipping that up, by the way. I saw that on Twitter. But as soon as they bring it up, her head goes right down. So I think it's pretty obvious who's telling the truth and who isn't.
Yeah. When two candidates have a let's not run a dirty campaign,
And one of them violates it.
one of them violates it, they know what they said. And she's just a fucking liar. She's a fucking liar. Just like any former Republican, she's a liar. Why don't you get Tommy Lahren on your fucking campaign, Liz? There you go, girl power. Get Sarah Palin. Yeah, girl power. Get Kellyanne Conway. Get Susan Collins. There you go. The girl team. Get the all-girl team. Fuck off. Nom de plume Pina May. Didn't watch the debates. Figured I'd get all I needed here without the aggravation BS. Yes. Watch these post-debate streams so you don't have... Watch us so you don't have to see the bullshit that went on. Tisha, thank you so much. You've been a big supporter of the show recently. I appreciate it. Since Corp Media dictates the truth, how many of these lies will Bernie have to defend for the next 3 weeks?
He'll have to defend it up until, hopefully Election Day.
Yeah.
Because hopefully he's the nominee, and yeah, he'll have to defend it. But no, beyond that, in the general, they're not gonna, it's gonna keep coming, and I think it'll probably be amplified in the general, just in a different way, and he'll have to overcome it because I guarantee you, the establishment media, if it's Trump or Bernie, they're gonna want Trump. Bernie hurts their bottom line. Trump, they love Trump.
Trump's
the
great for business.
ratings Trump's been giving them, they love Trump. So you're gonna see a switch in their tune if Bernie's the nominee.
If Bernie's the nominee, then suddenly CNN and MSNBC will be pro-Trump.
Oh, big time.
You'll see it. You'll see it for exactly for what you said.
MSNBC takes out ads bragging about how conservative they've gotten. Yeah. They've been doing that for a while. So yeah.
And anyone from Warren's campaign that watched that tirade and are like, you're nuts, we're not bringing her on there, then if she can't handle a comedian getting mad and calling her out on her lies, then you shouldn't be president. What do you think president's going to be? What do you think the pressures of being president of the United States are going to be? You're in charge of 330 million people and an out-of-control military budget. What do you think it's going to be?
Well, I think when you're president, you have a choice. You can govern boldly. Most presidents don't make that choice. Right. I don't think any of them have in my lifetime.
No.
Or you can just kind of do what you're told.
Which is what they've all done.
Which is what we can guarantee a Liz Warren would do.
Yes.
Which is what a Joe Biden has done his entire career. Which is what a Pete Buttigieg...
Oh.
Pete Buttigieg, you know who wrote an essay about that choice a politician has? Pete Buttigieg, when he was 18 years old.
Oh, he talked about how great Bernie was.
And he acknowledged that choice. I read it. He talks about it. He's like, you could go the route of a Bernie Sanders. That's a longer, harder road. So he chose Easy Street, baby. Give me that sweet donor money because I don't really stand for anything.
No.
Pete Buttigieg is probably the biggest villain of them all because he truly does know better. I honestly don't think Joe Biden knows any better. I think Joe Biden just cares about himself, just cares about his bank account, and it's just like, I don't really give a shit. Pete Buttigieg, I think he actually knows.
Oh, I think it's diabolical. I think he's like
the good and bad of electoral politics and how it really works, and he doesn't care. He wants to be the bad guy, and he knows it, and he doesn't care.
Well, I think he sat there when he was 18 and did the research, and he had the high intelligence, like a lot of psychotics.
Yeah.
And went, oh, being a liar and a bad guy, it pays better.
Yeah. Big time.
Bernie's doing on the righteous path, but he's, what is he, governor of what is it?
How long did it take him to get to this point? It took him a really long time.
And he's in Vermont.
I don't want to wait that long.
I don't want to wait that long. Look at him. He's just some old hippie up in Vermont.
Yeah.
He's never going to do anything.
Well, Pete Buttigieg is in Indiana. He doesn't really have room to judge.
Oh, but he knew. But he knows. But no, he knows.
No, I know what
if
you mean.
Bernie was a sociopath, greedy guy, he would have gotten on the national stage a lot sooner.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
Pete Buttigieg is just a sellout. It's a sellout pimp. All right. Sorry, this jumped up. 677 people watching. Thank you so much. Free Assange, absolutely. Buddha Judge's two-faced. You got that right. Backyard politics. Any real pressure on Warren becomes a deer in the headlights. Yeah, look, Jimmy showed that clip. We were just up in Portland.
Yeah.
He showed that clip of her getting heckled and she just
froze. She didn't know what to do.
and
she
then
just
asks,
Ariana Presley. She asked her, she's like, what do we do?
What do we do?
What do we do? Where Ariana Presley should have said, suspend your campaign. I'll get you out of this, but then suspend your campaign. You're not qualified. I made a mistake in endorsing you.
Yes.
You're not qualified to lead
You
this
can't
country.
handle-
You can't handle a heckler at your own speech where you have the audience on your side. People holding signs with your name on it are behind you. There's security. There's bodyguards. There's a staff that works for you and they pay you pay their
What are you
salary.
gonna do?
You can't handle someone yelling out.
You're president and there's a Category 5 hurricane that takes out Florida or Mississippi. What are you going to do?
You better have Ariana Presley on speed dial.
Yeah, what are you going to do? California's on fire. What are you going to do? There's another 9/11 attack. What are you going to do? The stock market crashes and 40 million people go out of work overnight. What are you going to do?
You actually have to deliver on all of Bernie's plans that you stole. What are you going to do besides not deliver?
When you say Bernie said women can't be president? Fucking liar. Tisha T says court media dictates the truth and how many. Oh yeah, we already talked about that. Cureforcancer.co. Thank you so much. I think we met in Portland. It was so cool, by the way. All the people we just met up in Portland. It's great when the people that show up on the super chat and on Twitter come to the live shows. It's so awesome. So join us on the road. GrahamElwood.com, RonPlacone.com. All our tour dates are there. We're going to be releasing more. It was nice to meet you Sunday. Are you all going to go to the primaries? I'd love to go to Iowa and New Hampshire. I would love to.
There's some things in the maybe pile.
There's some maybes. We'll there's some stuff that might happen. But again, that's airfare. That's hotels. We're going to try to go to some of them. Obviously, we will be covering them. If I'm not there, we'll be hopefully live in this studio on all of the election nights. That's my goal, if the studio's available. And we'll start probably 5 o'clock Pacific time when the East Coast polls close, and start talking about the election results as they come. And that's the goal. But great meeting you at the live show. Turbog 100, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Give Bernie more money whenever they lie about him. Yeah, absolutely, man. I donate to Bernie in Tulsi.
Yeah, me too.
The only other candidate I donated to was Mike Gravel, but they won't let him on stage because he's anti-war.
Yeah,
we can't have an anti-war
That's
voice.
actually the same three for me. I've given to Bernie, I've given to Tulsi, I've given to Gravel. I've given the most to Bernie, but I've given to all three of those.
A. Mayers, play the RT video I sent you, Warren BS. Okay, where'd you send it to me, A. Mayers? Did you send it to me on... text me in the regular chat. Where did you send it to me? Here?
MySpace.
MySpace.
She sent it to your MySpace.
Did you send it to my Friendster account? Did you?
She sent it to you on LiveJournal. Just check it.
LiveJournal. Did you send me an AOL CD-ROM?
Yeah.
Is that what you sent me?
You get 20 free hours off the RT clip.
Hey, Graham Elwood, don't you have something to share? Yes. So speaking of this, while we wait for Amers to send me where she sent it to me so I can know what she's talking about, forgive me. There's a lot going on. Julian Assange's extradition hearing is February 25th in London. I know Taylor and one other person from Action for Assange, they have a campaign. They're going to be there. I want to try to go because the plane tickets are crazy cheap right now. Mm-hmm. They're like $500 from LA to London. It's nuts. And I found some cheap hotels or Airbnbs. So I need probably $1,000 to $1,500 to get out there. I don't have it right now. I don't know if there's anyone out there. I don't want to do a whole Indiegogo and ask all of you to do that. Steve Polkman. Okay, yeah. Steve from Action for Assange is going. So I know I did the Indiegogo for the Russia thing, and I'm still editing that. So those of you who donated to that, don't worry, that's still going to be finished. I don't feel right starting another Indiegogo because I haven't finished the Russia thing yet. But if there's anyone out there who is willing to help out a little bit, if I can put together the money, I'll go to London. Now it's about 6 weeks away. So it's doable because the tickets are so cheap. If anyone's out there, I'm just throwing it out there. It would be really cool if I could do it. and all of us and everyone from Action for Assange, Taylor and Steve will all be working with me out there because they'll be there. So we'll be covering it. So if it's possible, if anyone's got some scratch they want to throw at me, I'm just throwing it out there. I don't have the time or the energy for a whole big Indiegogo. And like I said, I don't want to do another Indiegogo till I deliver on the Russia one. But I'm just throwing it out there. I'll work to Graham, how do we fund you? Great question, Cameron Merrill. So there's several ways. I have a PayPal button on, if you go to grahamelwood.com, I have a PayPal button. I also have a P.O. box. Some of you feel more comfortable sending me, cashier's checks or whatever. If you want to stay anonymous, anything I get in the P.O. box, I always keep it anonymous. Those are the best ways to help out. So if you go to my PayPal, which is at grahamelwood.com, and my P.O. box address is at grahamelwood.com, and send whatever you can there, or then we can do it. If you can help out. Like I said, it's not, I need about like $1,500 all in, gets me there, and I can cover it. That's not a lot of money. So if you guys want to help with that, that'd be great. And if I understand people's money tight, and if I can't go, it's okay. I will definitely be Skyping with the Action for Assange people, and they'll be giving me live updates if I can't go there myself. If I can't go there myself, I'll live stream it. I'll do interviews. I will be reporting from there every day. So I'm just throwing that out there.
So I'm actually, I just noticed the clip on Twitter. It's actually like Bernie extended his hand and she didn't take it.
Oh, God.
And then they're having a heated exchange about something.
Wow.
She's classless.
She's awful.
She is completely classless.
Allison Irwin asked about Bitcoin. Yes, I do have a Bitcoin wallet. It is in the show notes of any of my videos. So if you go to the show notes of any of my videos, you'll scroll down, you'll see my Bitcoin wallet. If you want to do that, that'd be really cool. You can donate directly through Patreon too. You could do just a 1 month, one time. You can donate any dollar amount you want. You don't have to do one of my tiers. So that's, there it is. Yeah. So Liz Warren wouldn't shake his hand. And I bet you her staff is like, that'll be good to show that you're, and that's going to backfire on her. I bet you she's like,
I doubt her staff was, no, because I think they probably, I think it's just she just wanted to go at him for something.
right.
I bet her staff is kind of like, oh shit, why'd you do that?
Really?
I think so. What do you think? Do you think no?
I think maybe. I think someone within her staff, because she's got Clinton people within her staff.
Right.
And I think the whole thing, like you say, was definitely calculated. And I bet you the no handshake was part of it too.
Really?
Don't shake his hand. I don't know, maybe. What do you think? You think she just feels guilty? She knows she's a liar?
No, I think it's because, she has a guilty conscience and she wants to just double down because she has no choice now. I don't think that part was calculated, because I think, kind of like how we've been seeing this unfold, they calculated the whole thing. It has started backfiring on them, so now they're calling for de-escalation. So I doubt they told her to not shake his hand. Maybe, but who knows? Or maybe they just want to draw it out as long as they can.
I think they're like, we need to show a rift between them. Which, if that's if all that comes out of this is that we see a more of a division between those two, great. Because I'm tired of them being tied together like she's the same as Bernie when she isn't.
Well, that's the thing. I think it's caused that rift, and now people are seeing her as the not progressive that she is, because they're like, well, wait a second. We thought this was kind of about a movement, and now you're kind of bullshitting about what he said in a conversation. Yeah. Who are you really? A lot of people are seeing that, and I've seen some stuff where people are more optimistic about how bad this backfired than I currently am. And I just hope those people are right. There's people out there, they're like, this is the beginning of the end. She just sunk herself. I hope that's the case.
We're gonna see some polls
I'm too hesitant to be that optimistic, but I really hope that is the case.
Yeah, Tisha T said, I used to be proud of her. I'm so mad at her now. It's going to backfire.
Don't forget. Don't forget.
Yeah.
That's the thing.
Tisha T, is it a strategy when we fight corporate lies and veer off course, like with this Warren crap? Well, look, like Ron was saying at the top of this, it was very deliberate. She knew CNN would run with it because CNN isn't going to run with how she's flip-flopped on Medicare. No. CNN isn't going to run with all the money she takes from corporations. She's taken money from like 6 or 7 billionaires. Bernie's taken no money from billionaires. You know, Tulsi's taken no money from billionaires. They can't run with that. So all they have, and it's CNN, who is completely complicit in these lies and in this going after Bernie, because Bernie's going to be bad for he's going after the billionaires that buy ad time on that network and own that network. Their CEO has ties, his wife has ties to Ghislaine Maxwell. So, and Jeffrey Epstein. So they're filthy, horrible people. They're filthy, horrible people. So, what they're trying to do is cause a stir of some dumb identity politic. Bernie said this because he keeps winning on policy. That's why he has 5 million individual donors. That's why he's leading in the polls. That's why everyone keeps dropping. All the anointed centrists keep dropping out. And so they have to, there's clinging at straws. You know, I did an interview with Dr. Jill Stein, and she said, you know, the ruling elites, they're losing their power and they know it. She goes, so that's good and bad. The good thing is we're exposing them. It's becoming out in the open. The scary thing is they're doubling down now. Mm-hmm. They're doubling down hard on their power, on their corruption, on their smears, on all their tactics that they've been using. They're doubling down hard on them. And this is a result of that because they know Liz Warren will play ball with them. So they'll get her to do whatever she's got to do. So she'll accuse Bernie of whatever else. Yeah. You just wait. Some women are going to come forward now and try to throw some Me Too stories at them. You just wait.
No, I think you're probably right. I mean, I think so. I mean, because that's the only trick they have in their book.
That's all they got.
Especially, you know, she's surrounding herself by some Clinton people, and she is the anointed one.
Yeah.
So they're going to try to repeat the 2016 narrative to try to get her the nomination. And then if she gets it, she will lose to Trump.
Why won't
And then progressives will be blamed.
Yeah, progressive will be blamed again. Oh, you voted for Jill Stein or whomever the third party candidate that will vote for. But, you know, it's just so telling. Why isn't CNN trying to uncover all of the stuff she listed on a law firm, that she was Native American, all this stuff? There's evidence of all of this, of her lying. There's evidence of lying. They just get 4 random sources who weren't in the room claiming Bernie said this.
Then they'll do that whenever it fits their narrative. I mean, keep in mind, it wasn't too long ago where there was that Russiagate story. I forget all the details, but it was so poorly sourced, CNN had to fire 3 people over it.
Yeah.
But it was a Russiagate thing, so that's a story they like to tell.
Yeah.
So, you know, anonymous sources are fine here. We don't care if we don't have anything that's actual. I mean, Jeff Zucker himself, admits that CNN doesn't give a hoot about journalism.
They don't care.
It's beyond...
And all
it's beyond a parody of itself.
All they do is then fuel the Trump fake news narrative.
Yeah, I mean that's unbelievable.
A guy who's a liar, who's a bold-faced liar.
Yeah,
you're proving him right.
They prove him right. I mean, when Trump says the media sucks, he's right for all the wrong reasons.
Yes,
but he's right. And you know, if I was ever at a Trump rally, the one moment where I'd agree with the people there is when they chanted CNN sucks.
Yes,
we'd feel that way for different reasons.
Yeah,
but we would both feel that way.
Yep. Krillin at 876, thank you for supporting the show. When they ask Bernie about insurance job losses from Med for All, I think of Wolf telling Rand we need to arm Saudi Arabia because of the jobs. Oh, yeah. Wolf Blitzer. Yeah, I remember when Rand Paul said that, and he goes, well, what happens if we end war? We're going to lose.
Yeah, what about the jobs?
What about the jobs?
Wolf Blitzer said that. Now, I do think Bernie could have handled that one a little better. What I think Bernie should have said there, I think he should have said, you know what? They're going to have better jobs. First of all, they're going to have a job, working for a government, a government-facilitated healthcare program where they're not going to have to make profits for an insurance company anymore. They're going to be helping facilitate people get to the doctors and get the care that they need. Second of all, there's going to be a Green New Deal, so there's going to be a ton of infrastructure jobs, a ton of green jobs, a ton of sustainable jobs. So do not worry. Jobs are not going to be an issue here because, by the way, I have a jobs bill, too. That's what he should have said.
Yeah. Artificial Morphosman, thank you for supporting the show. Do you think Liz is a liar? I don't think Bernie is. Thoughts? Yeah, Liz is a liar.
Yes, I think Liz Warren's a liar.
Yeah, she's lying.
Yeah.
She flat out lied. And Bernie said, I didn't say that. He didn't backpedal and go, oh,
no.
Well, I was taken out of context.
No, and he didn't have any tells. He was looking straight ahead. He never flinched. She had every tell in the book. So, yeah, was I a fly on the wall during that conversation? No, I wasn't. I wasn't physically there. I have no way of 110% guaranteeing what happened. But you know what? If I was a betting person, to use some Amy Klobuchar, if I was at a casino with Amy Klobuchar
And a short guy.
I could be the short guy here.
That's right.
I could be the short guy. But
Maybe
I
she
would,
fantasizes about you.
Maybe. But I'd put all my chips on Bernie Sanders.
Well-
He's telling the truth.
Well, again,
Warren
yeah. So none of us were there. Again, if you go by the evidence of what he said in 1988,
Yeah.
his record after record after record, his backing of female candidates, even recently, you can say, oh, well, he said that 30 years ago. He endorsed Hillary Clinton. He stood up at the Democratic convention after they cheated him and said, I give her my delegates. I give her he said it. He endorsed Hillary Clinton and he campaigned for her.
Yeah.
So
He did at least 30 stops for her.
30 stops.
And she still throws him under the bus.
Oh, she still
every
blames
opportunity.
him. Fuck you, Hillary Clinton.
She gets.
You warmongering psychopath. You invited Ghislaine Maxwell to your daughter's wedding, and your husband was on Epstein's plane 26 times. Both of them went to Epstein's compound in New Mexico numerous times. So fuck you. At the very least, you knew about all this pedophile behavior and did nothing. Fuck you and your identity politics, and fuck Howard Stern. You're a bunch of millionaire cocksuckers. Fuck off. Get the fuck out of politics. Do the honorable thing. I've studied Japanese martial arts and Japanese culture and the samurai way. When they dishonored themselves, you know what they did? They killed themselves. They took a sword and cut it's called seppuku. It's called ritual suicide. That's how you regain your honor. So all you billionaire pedophiles, just kill yourselves and regain your family's honor. There, that's my presidential campaign. Farkas Garvey, boom, sling mud, Bernie. They all hate you.
He doesn't have to sling
Doesn't
mud,
sling mud.
though.
He just has to go
has
hard
to
on
tell
facts.
the truth and go hard.
Yes, go on the facts.
You have to take the gloves off. You don't have to play in the mud because that's what they want you to do. Liz Warren wants you to jump in the mud puddle with her. Don't do it.
Don't.
Instead, stand above her.
And said, A, Liz, I never said that. And B, you stood for Trump and I sat.
Yeah.
You gave him more money for his war budget. I didn't. Just do that. Like when he called out in the last debate, Wine Cave Pete, when he said, you only have 39 billionaires
That
to
was
Joe
the big
Biden's.
moment.
That was great. That wasn't mudslinging. Those are facts.
Those are facts.
And that's hardball. That's
Yeah.
playing hardball. That's
Play
different.
hardball.
That's different than mudslinging. Jimmy Eagle, calm down. Bernie is going to win the nomination. Then he is going to announce need to turn his VP game fucking over. Well, Jimmy, I hope you're right, baby. Thank you for supporting the show. Shave your knuckles for justice. No, I'm not calming down.
If you watched this shitty debate, you wouldn't be calm. It really sucked.
750 people watching. Boom. Hit the like button, everybody. Hit the like button, and hopefully, let's see. Yes, exactly, Graham. Seppuku, right. There you go. So Trump fits right in. Let's see. Share this on your social media. In Granny Petrol voice, but Graham, all the workers had ball gags. How were the Clintons supposed to tell? Nice. Oh, Bernie for president.
He was a nice man who played the saxophone.
Yeah, no reason to use. Yeah, this one I'm hiding. Use the C word about the moderator. We don't need it. We don't need stuff like that. Just assholes. You can do that. All right. 748 watching. Sigmund 2121. Warren refused to shake Bernie's hand at the end of the debate. She has zero integrity. Yep.
Yeah, I saw that. It was bad. It was pretty lame.
She lied and then won't shake his hand. I mean, she's an opportunist. She'll do
Yeah.
whatever she can do, she'll say and do, and then she'll sell us all down the river to the corporations and the
big
war
time.
machine.
Yeah,
she'll
no,
keep the
she'll
war
be-
machine going.
She would be such an ineffective president, and then in 4 years, whatever the GOP threw up there would beat her. If she somehow wins, which she wouldn't. I mean, there's no way she'd beat Trump. But if somehow, something happened between now and November that Trump just couldn't, dig himself out of, she'd lose in 4 years.
Yep. Uchida Oganome. Sorry if I mispronounced that. Shave your knuckles for justice. You're making Gotham great again. Anyone else think Warren endorsed Hill over Bernie last time because she thought she'd be tapped for Secretary of Treasury, Secretary of State, or VP?
Yes.
Super fail grandma. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, she thought she'd be tapped for something. Absolutely.
Yeah, she's just a politician doing whatever she can to get maneuvered up the ranks.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's just like Robert Gilbert. As two guys who built their careers in humor, don't you think proof of the Warren lie is that it didn't pass the giggle test? Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Just like, yeah, I mean, you just look at Bernie said, no, I didn't. He said, no, I didn't twice. He didn't say it like you know, like had he said it and was trying to lie, you know, he would have said some crazy backpedal.
And it wouldn't be consistent like Woody was like, well, here's what I did say. Here's how the conversation went down. That wouldn't be as consistent as it has been.
Yeah.
Where he's like, no, this is what happened. You're referring to this. This is what happened. Whereas Liz Warren, well, I mean, he said, and then I disagreed, and that's all I want to say about it. Here, I'm looking at the ground, and yeah, I mean, come on.
Yeah. She just sold out, man. She just sold out. Jameson Doan, boom. Did you see Bernie go up to Warren after the official end of the debate? You can't hear what they're saying, but very clear he told her, we're done. Nice.
Oh, really?
Wow. Really? You can read his lips and where he says that?
Oh, dude, I got to watch it again.
Well, you know what? Again.
Good.
This might be another gift. Like the Hillary thing. The Hillary doing that to Tulsi, and then Tulsi going, gloves off, queen of warmongers, and Tulsi got 2 weeks of free ad time.
Yeah.
Which was great. So I think if Bernie just goes, if he just went up to her and held out his hand, and then and he goes, we're done. Now Bernie can go, good. I'm going to lump you in with no more of this, my good friend and Liz and my buddy, and we disagree on a couple of key issues. He can just go, we're done. She played the sexist card, lied about it. Boom. Good. If that's what comes of this, then actually it was great.
But I agree.
To get Bernie to finally realize they all hate him. They're all out to get him. And now with Tulsi gone, he's all alone on that stage. If this makes him go, all right, now you're going to hear some Brooklyn. The Brooklyn kid's going to come out swinging. That's what we all want. That'll fire people up. That'll get independents involved. Those 100 million people that don't vote because they feel like nobody gives a shit about them, those people will wake up, right? I hope you're right. I really hope you're right, Jameson. Frank Friel. What's up, Frank? Thank you for supporting the show. They talk about troop removal was bullshit, like Iran isn't surrounded by military bases. Oh, man, I know. And all of the centrists.
Well, they were all saying, oh, yeah, no, we'd leave. I mean, Amy Klobuchar even. Yep. Like, they were all pretty much saying, like, Trump's bad. I mean, we wouldn't do anything different, but he's bad. I mean, we'd leave troops there, and we'd want to guard stuff. And, yeah, but Trump's bad, though. I mean, he's a jerk. But,
he's so bad.
we do. I mean, if you're asking, would we stop the war machine?
No,
absolutely not.
Yeah.
Bernie Sanders is the only one that even brought it up.
Yeah, he goes, no, we got to pull out. It's too late. We've been doing this too long.
Yeah.
We've been in Afghanistan 18 years. October will be 19 years. We went in October of 2001.
It's unreal.
Officially. We sent special op guys in the 11th, right? Mm-hmm. But we officially went in a month after 9/11, somewhere there, 3 weeks to a month after 9/11. 18 years, man. $5 to $9 trillion. They don't even have a hard dollar amount that we've spent on the global war on terror. We're done. Pull out. We're done. And you know what? And no one said this tonight, which just makes me so mad. This is what I wish they would say. I wish Bernie would say this. Or if Tulsi was there, say, one of the things that's going to help keep America safe is not bombing all of these countries.
Right.
We're going to get off of Middle Eastern oil. We're going to get off of oil, period. So we won't need to destabilize these countries that won't give us their oil. We can actually, I'll keep some UN troops there to help, and we'll put some money to build infrastructure and roads and schools and stuff like that. A little bit of money, but the majority of that money is going to come back home to rebuild our infrastructure.
Right, which desperately needs it.
And when we're not bombing the Middle East, guess what? We're not creating radical fundamentalist groups like ISIS.
Right.
Who we later backed in Syria. So I don't want to hear about how bad ISIS is. I wish someone would have said that. And then going back to climate change, when they brought up the thing about IRA, which was a good point to bring up. Of course, we were an hour and a half in the goddamn debate before climate change got brought up. Bernie tried to bring it up with the trade deal, rightfully so. And she goes, this is a separate issue. And he goes, no, their trade and climate are tied in.
Yeah.
I'm so sick of that. Like these separate issues. No, they're all connected.
Yeah.
The wars, the oil, the climate, the poverty, they're all connected.
And when a politician tries to do that, they get shot down by who? The media.
The media.
How backwards is our society?
Yes.
Where you're rooting for a politician, even one of the good politicians like Bernie Sanders, where you're rooting for them to bring logic to the media.
The media.
It should be the other way. You should be rooting for the media to push Bernie on something that he's not as strong on, to push him to be better, to ask him the challenging questions. You should never be rooting for a politician over a journalist.
These are
never.
two.
It should
she's
never
from
happen.
the Des Moines Register, and she's like, they're separate issues. No, dummy, they're not. Trade and climate. What do you think ships everything? How do you think things are shipped? How do you think products are made? It's all extracting resources and burning fossil fuel to transport them. Mm-hmm. Like one of the things I would have said, if I was on that stage, I would have gone, well, for starters, when they ask, and it's a valid question, we can't move farms and factories and farms that are flooded, because the Midwest had awful flooding last spring.
Yeah.
So much flooding that only 58% of the crops were planted. So that means this past fall, we harvested 42% less crops. So what I wish someone would have said, because this is the thing I've said, I've never heard anybody else say this, is I would say, well, here's what I would do. I would implement a system of water pipelines, not gas and oil pipelines. Water pipelines, so when there's flooding, like what happened here in Iowa, I would take that water, extract it, and disperse it to other parts of the country that need it, or even in just storage tanks.
In storage, yeah.
So then we would have taken the water out of here. We would have put, that's part of my Green New Deal, would be this sort of water relocation to drain the flooding so that farmers could plant. That's what I would have said. Mm-hmm. And also saved the water for later, if need be.
Well, and then you can look at stuff like stack farming.
Yes.
Stuff like, I don't think that's the proper term for it, but you know what I mean. But
permaculture. Or stuff like that.
Yeah.
I go, that's one thing. We can start doing permaculture and do permaculture to raise it off the ground and enclose it so that the inclement weather doesn't affect it. Mm-hmm. Oh, and those are a bunch of American jobs.
I wish they would just substitute like our food culture for like some of the like fluff topics that they bring up.
Yeah.
Because they never really talk about that. Like there was a little bit of lip service given to it at the last debate, and then like a tiny bit this debate.
Yeah.
I wish they would substitute that in for some of the Trump's bad talk. Can we just say like at the top, they should just be like, Trump's really bad and we're trying to be a strong opposition to him. Everyone's trying to do that, right? Everybody, or at least in verbiage, you're trying to do that? Yeah? Okay, we're moving on. Like, just do that.
I know.
We get it. He's terrible. No one's disputing that Trump is terrible.
Just we're all Democrats. We all agree Trump's not good. We all want to beat him. There. Move forward.
Move on.
So Christy Dopp was with Action for Assange, who actually lives in Iowa, said, Iowa's used to flooding. We recover from floods so quickly here compared to other parts of the country. Yeah, and again, with a pipeline, a water pipeline system, and permaculture and stuff like that, we could make it so it's not even that bad to begin with.
Right.
You know, so it doesn't even, there's even less of a recovery time, or it's not even like we don't lose any crops at all.
Yeah. I bet
and that's
jobs
innovation,
will come with
American innovation. Remember when America used to be the innovators of the world, not just we don't want to rock the boat, steady, incremental.
I read about it. I read about when that was the case. Yes.
Haven't seen it.
Yeah, no, we haven't seen it.
I mean,
neither of us have seen it in our lifetime.
Well, we've seen corporate innovation. We've seen this get innovated and get really. Why is my light still on?
Well, that's fair.
This is, but nothing that actually helps the planet. Mm-hmm. Just helps corporation assholes. Danny Vela Perez, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice, really want to stuff a cannoli in Fredo's pie hole. Funny. Dora Hurtado, go! Thank you so much for supporting the show. The Naughty Vegan. Oh, late night vegan. They all seem to try to smokescreen Bernie's MFA. Yeah. It's Medicare for all. They all either claim they're sort of like it, and then...
Yeah.
Ricky Williams. Amy, I have an anecdote for that Klobuchar. Oh, God.
She was so annoying.
She takes that like, let me just put some reality in the room. And when she says that, it's, here comes a centrist Republican light solution.
I loved when she said that, though. Let's put some reality in the room, says the person who barely shows up in the polls and thinks they're going to be president. Yeah. And then I like the moment where she said, "Oh, these people who want tuition-free college, they're not thinking big enough." Really? Says the person who is against tuition-free college and doesn't want to do anything about student loan debt. They're not thinking big enough. War is peace, Amy. You're talking backwards.
Yeah.
You're not thinking.
have no-
You're not even thinking small, let alone big. You're not even thinking small, except for when you're thinking about men. You like short men.
Yeah, you like...
It's the only time you're at least thinking small.
It's just so... Like, I just want to go... Tell me a time in history where small, centrist thinking changed where there was a revolution. Tell me when centrism really changed the society. Was it when Gandhi said, when people went to Gandhi and went, if Amy Klobuchar was around in the 40s or 50s or whenever, she would have gone to Gandhi and said, look, you're never going to let the English Empire is never going to give up control of India.
Well, Gandhi went on that hunger strike where he just didn't have dessert for like a while.
I thought it was he just cut out carbs.
Oh no, you're right. Yeah, it was carbs. He did a Whole30 where it was like he was just eating like full meats with just a little basic seasoning and potatoes.
And only did cardio.
Yes. Yeah, and they were like, remember when this guy has not had pasta in a while. All right, we're on board.
She would have walked into his hunger strike and gone, can I just inject a little reality here?
A little reality here. Try to eat this binder. You're getting on my nerves.
Hey, Rosa Parks, can I just inject a little reality? One librarian sitting in the front of a bus isn't really going to do anything. So.
Gandhi, you better eat some food, okay? Here's a salad and here's a comb. Enjoy.
Susan B. Anthony, can I just inject a little reality here? It's been a patriarchy for thousands of years. You're never going to get the right to vote. Oh, God, she's dumb. Ricky Williams. There it was. Did that already. Tony DeMeo. I listened to your comedy album, Palm Strike, today. Oh, right on. I hope you liked it. It's from a while ago. It's not very political. Emberg33, your rants are Valium. I love you guys. Thank you so much. Yeah, every once in a while you got to let a rant loose. Space 99, yak. Shave your knuckles for justice. I believe Warren because natives are honest peeps. That's funny. Sorry, it just jumped on me.
It'll do that.
Where'd it go? Tisha T. Thank you, Tisha, for supporting the show. Who's worse, Elizabeth Warren or Granny Petrol? Well,
how do we know they're not the same person? Have we seen them in a room together? I haven't.
That's a good call, Ron Placone. They make sense because they both, Granny Warren lies about many things. Granny Petrol lies about sitting in front of a fireplace.
Mm-hmm. Granny Petrol actually has convictions, but they're all horrible ones. So, like, what's better, horrible convictions or no convictions? That's a philosophical
that is a
question
great philosophical
for a different
question.
day, man.
Wow.
I don't know. But first, we have to figure out whether they're the same person or not.
I think they're the same
Then we can, all right. So if we're working on that, we just got to prove that. And then
if you can show me a photo of them in the room at the same time, then that debunks that they're the same person. But until I see that evidence.
And then we have to make sure it's not a deep fake.
Oh.
There's probably some time traveling Russians right now trying to get a picture of Granny Petrol and Liz
Absolutely.
Warren together.
Well, we're inside the Kremlin.
Yeah.
Right now.
So they didn't even have, they just yelled over to a cubicle. And we're like, get that photo.
Sage and Fool. Bernie should have said, I have a decades-long record of supporting women. In 2015, I encouraged Elizabeth to run. I would never say that a woman cannot run, and anyone who says I did is a straight-up liar. Yeah, I know.
He brought it up. He didn't, his verbiage was not that stern. I actually wish it would have been. I like what that person wrote a lot, but he did bring that up, which was good.
Yeah. Someone wrote Granny Petrol over my head. There's this whole video I did.
There's a bunch of videos.
There's a bunch of videos talking about Granny Petrol. There's this woman, this actress that was hired by Friends of Science, which is they're funded by the oil lobby to put up bullshit, fake science.
They're Friends of Science the same way Liz Warren is Bernie Sanders' friend.
Yes.
That's how they're Friends of Science.
Yeah, they won't shake real science's hand.
Oh, yeah, dude. They totally diss science. They said that science said
real
some
science
things
goes,
that science
hey,
never
and they
said.
Go, Yeah, it's she puts this video, go to Friends of Science And you'll see this grandmother giving a letter to Greta Thunberg that's filled with all this climate change denial bullshit. And then Ron and I have made fun of her repeatedly on this show.
Because it's hilarious.
It's so great.
It's one of the funniest videos you'll ever watch.
Goddamn great in your life. Emberg 33, how was filming Ron's concert with Team Jimmy? It was so great. Ron played the guitar.
It wasn't really my concert.
It was
I played a couple protest songs at a live Jimmy Dore show.
It was a concert.
Well,
I came for the Ron Placone concert, and then Jimmy did a little something.
That was a lot of fun, and it looks like we might be doing some kind of special, fun, unique things at the Progressive Comedy Tour. So
what that means is I'm telling Ron to bring his guitar on the road, and he's debating on if he wants to deal with that or not. So I'm pushing him to bring his guitar on the road because I love these songs and they're awesome, and I think he should close his show with them. That's just
all right. So we'll see what happens. I mean, it's the first couple of dates of the year we're driving to, so that won't be a problem. So we'll
March
see what
we
happens.
go to Florida. So
Florida, not
if someone
driving to Florida.
in Florida has a guitar Ron can use
that's a thing.
in Orlando, Tampa, and Miami, then it's guaranteed that Ron can sing these songs at the live shows.
Now that adds another layer too. Can I just get a hold of a guitar? Which I think in Florida that's pretty possible. I have some friends in Florida. I think.
Or anybody listening who's in Florida.
Anyone who's listening.
If you own a guitar and just show up with a regular guitar.
Yeah, show up with an acoustic guitar. We can make this happen.
Gone? I don't know what his name is. Gone?
Guitar Ron. That's what that is.
It's a guitar Ron.
But, and if you are a patron of myself or Graham Elwood, you can see that music video. It's on my Patreon, patreon.com/Ron Placone. It's on Graham's Patreon as well.
Yep, you can see Ron singing. It's beautiful. It's beautiful, the Ron Placone concert with
the Ron Placone concert.
Special guest Jimmy Dore. Ricky Williams, shave your knuckles for justice. Tired of them wasting time asking impeachment questions and debates too. Save that for the other 20 hours of news and talk policy. I'll at least... They opened talking about Iran, rather. The last two debates, they've talked about dumb impeachment.
For a while. It was only like one question tonight, which, all right, I get it. You're going to do one question. Fine. All right. I'm
actually glad they started, because Iran's a real serious issue, and I want to know how each of these candidates are going to deal with that. And I know. They all told me. They're going to keep the wars going. And
yeah.
I mean, yeah, get back in the Iran nuclear. But here's another thing. You stop surrounding Iran with military bases. You stop killing their leaders. You stop bombing all of their neighbors.
See, by the time I missed like the first minute, so by the time I got into the studio, they were already moving on to just talking about like war generally.
Right.
Where they were all just kind of giving like vague lip service to what we ought or ought not to be doing. And they essentially were all saying, yeah, Trump isn't doing this right, but we wouldn't change much.
All right, we're coming up on 2 hours. We're going to wrap this up here soon. Sam Dean, Brian Callen called. He wants his identity back. Brian's a good friend of mine. Thank you for saying that. I think Brian's funny. Cureforcancer.co. Do you worry if a president does become brave and speak the truth, he will get the JFK treatment? Yeah, look, I worry about that about Bernie. I worry he's not going to get the JFK treatment. He's going to get the Bobby Kennedy treatment. Bobby was talking the truth. Bobby was going to win. Bobby had just won California when he left the Ambassador Hotel here in Los Angeles. Now there's a school. I was in that hotel before they tore it down and put a school above it and called it the Robert F. Kennedy High School, which is cool. And I saw the star on the ground where he died because it was used for filming locations. And I went there to look at it to shoot a movie potentially. And they showed us that. I was like, it really broke my heart. Bobby Kennedy would have been... He would have been 10 times better than Jack. There's like, he would have got us out of Vietnam. He would have like really put us in, he was the one, and he really started to wake up to like Dr. King and like, Bobby Kennedy went through the South and he saw poor people, poor black people, poor white people and went, in America, we're spending $70 billion on the war in Vietnam, which was a lot of money back then, as much, it's not nothing compared to what we spend now, but it's like he saw that. Bobby would have been, and they killed him, man. They killed him. It wasn't a lone gunman. So yeah, I do worry about that. A Mayors, shave your knuckles for justice. If you can't make it to Iowa, I'll send you my favorite Iowa souvenir from Cumming, Iowa. T-shirt sizes. Oh, I wear a medium.
I'm a small.
There you go. I wear a medium. People always give me large or extra large. I like a tight T-shirt, Ron. I got to show off the guns. Our producer Aaron's laughed at that. I don't know why that's funny. I got fucking rock solid guns.
I almost bought you a large T-shirt for Christmas. So.
Oh, really?
Then the last second he went medium.
Went medium. People always give me large. I like its T-shirt that's a little bit too small for me. That's tight on the guns. I got to show the cannons. You know what I mean?
See, I mean, I need a snug fitting T-shirt as well because I'm a short guy, and so like if I wear like a larger like I look like a little kid.
Right.
Like I can't. Yeah. So if you're a short guy, you gotta wear tight fitting clothes.
The slightest baggy anything makes it look like little
you just look goofy.
Ronnie. Yeah.
You just look goofy, and you can't wear vests. Like I can't. Like my buddy, one of my best friends in the whole wide world, he got married, and he's also a short dude. So I don't know why he made this decision, but he's not as short as me. But like a dude like my size, you put a vest on it, we look like penguins. Like we just look like I look like a fucking penguin. I cannot wear a vest. It looks so goofy on me where I was just like, I should just waddle down the aisle to teach him a lesson because I look like a fucking penguin right now. It was like the first thing my fiance said when she was just like, all right, we're going to go for, I know, no vest. You're not getting a vest. I'm like, damn right I'm not getting a vest. Short dudes can't wear vests.
I'm going to buy you a vest now. That's my goal, to get you like a whole fleet of vests. Alien FX, thanks for supporting the show. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. David Brock trolls out defending Warren already.
I'm sure.
Of course he does.
Of course.
Worst guy in the world. GDNPB. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Bernie will not get more than 50%, so the DNC will choose Warren as a split between him and Biden, so she needs a reason not to choose Bernie as VP. Maybe. Yeah, I mean, we talk about that a lot. I mean, it's like if Bernie, they want us to try to split it up, so it has to go to a second ballot, and that's where the super
delegates.
But if that happens, we need to get all the super delegates' names, and we need to put them on the internet and get a way to contact them, not threaten them, but just say, you need to vote the right way.
Yeah.
And hold them accountable. Not just let this secret super delegate fucking cabal hijack the thing like last time. Triana be fine. Boom. Thank you for making Gotham great again. How many sound cannons will they need for this year's primary? Great question. Kate, what's up? What is Darianne's response to Warren's handshake?
Oh, that's funny.
Hey guys, Darianne here. Like, if like a friend like makes a handshake, like you should totally take it. So like thoughts and handshakes and friend blessings. And I didn't really watch the debate. I'm not really sure what it's about, but it seemed pretty cool that you guys are talking about this. And you know what I mean? Like, I think it's cool that, there's people like trying to shake hands at least. So like we should all like try to shake hands with each other. So handshake blessings, you guys, and thoughts and handshakes. There, I hope that answered your question.
I'm on board.
Cool Blue 71. Thank you so much. I watched some of the debate. Was that wise? Ha, maybe not. Also, I never considered voting for Elizabeth Warren. I've only been interested in Bernie or Tulsi. Good for you. Space.
I mean, I never wanted to vote for her. It's just if I had to rank them, she would be in third. Now she's tied for last.
I mean,
it was like distant third, Liz Warren, then everybody else. Now it's just everybody else.
And gave Bernie the VP.
Oh, I'd vote for it. Yeah, if Bernie was in the White, I definitely would.
I definitely would. But like, now she's obviously not going to give him the VP. She's gonna do what she's on the Hillary path, so she'll get some idiot like Tim Kaine. She ain't gonna get the fucking nomination. That's why she pulled this stunt.
That's what we got to stop.
She's already sinking in the polls, so this is a desperate.
She pulled this stunt. This is her desperate move. She wants that soundbite to take her to the nomination. We can't let that happen.
Nope.
That's why we got to scream about how much bullshit it is.
Yes.
And yeah.
Space 99 Yak, boom. The next move is they know Bernie supporters will be pissed and respond online, and we will get the Bernie bros are sexist. Oh yeah. So really?
Yeah, but you know what? A lot of women are pissed.
Yes.
A lot of, there's all kinds of different types of people of different races, backgrounds, ethnicities, genders. They're all pissed. So, that narrative has been squashed many times, and we need to continue.
I always retweet a woman and or person of color that's a Bernie supporter.
Mm-hmm.
I do that on purpose because I'm a white guy. And I'm the burn bro, and someone's gonna take a clip of that tirade from earlier in this stream and just Graham, is a sexist burn bro or whatever. I don't give a shit, but it's up to the women and the people of color to really speak out, and I think they have, and it's been great. And I think all those like Killer Mike and Nina Turner and everybody, AOC, that's critical. That's critical, man.
Yeah.
That is critical, because if it is just guys that look like Ron and I, then it does fit that.
Right.
It does fit that narrative. But so it's up to all of us to.
Yeah, it's a stereotype, but we are two dudes that fit the stereotype.
We are two white guys that fit
like
the
it's
stereotype.
just like yeah. I mean, it's not true or accurate, but I mean, I do fit it.
Look,
so,
Amy Villela.
There are people that fall into it too.
But hats off to people like Amy Villela, who on Twitter called out that The View is a bunch of, they hate Bernie and they're a bunch of millionaires. That's why they hate him. And she's like, I'm a woman. I'm not a, but that has nothing to do with why I support Bernie. It's because of his policies, because of Medicare for all, so when I see Amy doing that, like when AOC and them endorsed Bernie, I was like, boom, that was huge.
Yeah, it's huge.
So that's what blows up this they've been trying this sexist thing so hard this time around,
and now they're just revamping it. I'm surprised it took this long for them to play it, and I think it's because they didn't want to have to play it, but they knew they did. So now they're playing it, and hopefully it backfires, and it's already kind of backfiring. So hopefully that continues.
It kind of
hopefully
worked.
The pendulum doesn't shift the other way.
Well, it kind of worked 4 years ago.
Oh, it totally worked 4 years ago. Are you kidding?
And now it's not.
Right.
It's not. And people are just saying no. They're just saying no to it.
Yeah.
And the fact that all of these women and people of color are speaking up is the critical thing.
Yeah.
So
absolutely,
that's how it has to happen.
But I didn't watch all of Whoopi Goldberg's lecture against Bernie support. I didn't watch it all, but like I kind of saw a little bit of the cliff notes, and I love how she was just like, "We don't need you, except we do need you. So don't do what you did last time."
Well, there's this dude, this guy, this black dude that's in like I think his 20s or something, that's canvassing for Bernie, and he put out this video saying, "We don't need you." And he was just like, "We don't need you. You don't speak for me. What have you ever done for me?"
Yeah.
He goes, "I've been dealing with guys like Trump my whole life. George Bush was a Trump." He goes, "I'll even say it, Obama was a Trump." So I retweeted that guy today on my Twitter feed. Listen to this. I started following him, and I think he calls himself Black Atheist or something like that.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
And so it's that, and that thing got retweeted and it went viral. So stuff like that is what is crushing this bullshit, sexist burn bro, last ditch effort at identity politics. Sage and Fool warns attacks and attitude now is a calculation. She believes the DNC machine will gift Biden and she will get VP for her service. Yeah, of course. I don't doubt that at all. I don't doubt that the DNC came to her and said, "Hey, do this, and we'll promise you a spot."
Yeah. Oh, I think she's the anointed one, though. I think Biden's like, I think they know that Biden's just.
She did it for. Look, she said she's
dead weight, basically.
Well, whatever. She did it for. Look, give me the VP if it's not me, or
right.
or get,
yeah. She did it for
me.
favor. She did it for favor.
She did it for favor.
Well, absolutely. Yeah. No disputing that.
That's what she did. Jameson Doan. Shave your knuckles for justice, or send the floodwater to drought areas like California. Yeah, to reiterate, when I talk about that pipeline idea, that's what I mean. You're pulling the water out of the flooded areas and you're sending it to anywhere that's got a drought. California, Nevada, anywhere that's got a drought. When Georgia had a really bad drought several years ago and they lost a bunch of crops, anywhere that's having a drought, you send it there or store it to places that can have, like California, we don't have a drought anymore because we've had a bunch of rainy winters.
Yeah.
But send it here and give us big tanks to save it.
We'll have a drought in the future.
We're going to have another one.
It's going to happen.
Jedi Mullet 77, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Please visit Whiskey Hill Farms in Watsonville, California. See permaculture in action. Meet David Bloom, author of Alcohol Can Be a Gas. BloomDistillation.com. Right on. See, we talked about permaculture. Jedi Mullet has talked about ethanol a bunch. There's so many solutions that are already out there that just need to be implemented on a mass scale. Jameson Doan, Bernie's raised $1.7 million in one day post Warren's betrayal.
Really?
Boom.
Oh, I did not know that.
Boom. I hope her donation money drops. That's what you get for being a liar.
Thanks for bringing some joyous facts to this stream.
Yep. And when Bernie gets the nomination, Liz, you know,
We're done.
we're done.
We're done.
We're done.
I hope he said that.
I hope he said that.
I gotta watch it now. I mean, I'm sure he did. Like,
And when she goes, I'll campaign for you, he'll go, great, thanks.
Yeah, I don't care.
Why don't you go on CNN? Talk.
Yeah, go on CNN.
Go on
Liz.
CNN and talk about it.
Why don't you set the record straight there? That can be your campaigning.
A mayor's not a race contest. Canvassing in Iowa, the people who don't slam the door in my face make less money and are surprised someone cares about their opinion. Wow. Mm-hmm. That's the key. That's why Bernie resonates with so many people.
Yeah, because he listens and he talks to them.
Well, I mean, like Killer Mike said it. He goes, I haven't heard anybody sound like Dr. King's Poor People's Campaign. Yeah. Except for Bernie.
Oh yeah, those segments they do together is freaking awesome.
They're amazing.
Yeah, they're incredible. And it's like, yeah, I mean, it's not sure. It's like I've heard politicians kind of like Bernie, you know, like I supported Kucinich in 08 and stuff like that. But it's like, I never thought something like this would be viable. And then it's like you realize, oh, wait, you're not as alone as you think you are.
Yep.
There's more people that think like you. There's actually a lot of you. The media just tries to tell you you don't exist.
Yep. Sage and Fool, boom. Oh my God, the entire war budget is $5 to $8 trillion over 20 years plus. The Fed just printed and pumped $6 trillion into Wall Street in the last 6 weeks.
That's not fun.
Great.
That's not fun.
That's great. Anna Maxa, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Centrism changed society when public partnerships came into existence, made the status quo more rich, helped the revolving door spin, speed, etc. Absolutely correct. Neoliberal centrism is the cause of so much of this shit.
Yep.
Emberg 33, boom. Idea, hand lyrics out for the audience parts. When Ron sings his songs, boom. I love this. To get people to sing along.
Yeah. That would be fun.
Sounds like the Ron tour is starting to take
The Ron tour.
take focus. Sam Dean, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Don't we get a duet? It's a trademark, bro. Supply. It's late.
Yeah, it's late.
It's late, dude.
And this is the post-debate thing.
Yeah.
That's its own thing.
It's its own thing. It's over 2 hours, so we're going to wrap this up soon. RBU 83145. What with Toastergate? Trashing the right honorable ScoMo? I'm not surprised you two reprobates are now trashing Warren. All right, this is a Toastergate troll, and causing problems.
This guy just always brings it back to Toastergate, just like,
why haven't you talked about Toastergate once?
Why not? What are you hiding?
What are you hiding?
Trying to blame. I think the whole Warren thing was staged to take attention away from Toastergate. That's what it's like.
I didn't want to bring it up.
Now we're not talking about Toastergate
We're
anymore.
not. We haven't talked about Toastergate once. Isn't that weird?
That is kind of
I
weird.
find that odd.
I think they're playing us.
All right, don't toast alone.
Don't toast alone.
Thanks,
buddy.
Thanks for keeping the truth alive, RBU 83145. Cool Blue 7.
I won't let this go.
It's Cool Blue 71. Democratic Party establishment intends to push Joe Biden to the nomination. If that happens, this would be the third consecutive election I deny the Democrats, and so would I.
And he'd lose.
He'd lose.
Joe Biden would get crushed. It wouldn't even be close.
It's that old saying. If you're going to pick a Republican or a Democrat that's like a Republican, they're going to pick a real Republican.
Yeah, like why?
Why would they, A. Gray, what's up, A. Gray? Granny Petrol for Secretary of Education.
But Greta, you missed too many class days.
Greta, you should be eating a cold sandwich at recess, Greta.
It gives you energy.
Makes your brain fire more when it's soaked in oil. Last one. Biden is a white Trump. That's funny. Where's the last one? Oh, yeah. Jedi Mullet 77. Warren, boom, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Warren losing support. Now she's utilizing her free pass to the wine cave. Nice. Thank you all so much for tuning in. Thank you, Taylor, for being the moderator. Thank you for everybody that did the super chat and watching. We had well over 700 and some people watching at the peak. A shout out to Ruth Benedict in case she's watching. What's up, Ruth? Everybody who tuned in. There's so many great ways to support the show. All the super chatters, obviously, that's a great way to support the show. Like, share, and subscribe. I'll be taking clips from this live stream and spreading them out over the week. And there's cool behind the scenes footage from Portland. If you're a $10 and up member of Patreon. So like, share, subscribe. Make sure you subscribe to the channel. YouTube unsubscribes people all the time. We're like stuck at 58,400. And share these videos out. And follow both Ron and I on Twitter at Ron Placone, at Graham Elwood. And all of our tour dates are at ronplacone.com or grahamelwood.com. And like I said, if you want to help me go to Russia, I have a PayPal button and a P.O. box, or you can just do a one-time thing on Patreon as well. So, and of course I have a Bitcoin wallet and all that. So all that information's at grahamelwood.com. Thank you, Ron Placone. Check out, Ron, tell everybody your show.
Get your news on with Ron, youtube.com/Ron Placone, ronplacone.com for all the tour dates like you mentioned. We are going to a ton of cities. Get your tickets now, don't wait. And at Ron Placone on Twitter. I'll see you on the road.
London. What did I say? Did I say somewhere?
Oh, I think you said Russia.
Russia. I'm not.
It's been a long stream because I didn't even notice too. But now that someone corrected
London. Me. If you want to help me go to London, to go to Julian Assange's trial, February 25th, London. I already went to Russia. I'd love to go back, but that's not what I'm asking for. Sorry, I'm tired. Oh my God. I mean London. Yes, London. I did say Russia. My apologies. Thank you everybody for watching. Thank you, Aaron Brungart, and everybody here at the All Things Comedy World headquarters. I was about to do the CFN sign off. I was about to say my name's Graham Elwood and Han shot first, but we don't do that anymore. I don't know who got nominated for the Oscars. Don't know.
People did. I mean, I don't either. But
I don't care. So thanks for watching. Go to grahamelwood.com for all the tour dates. You're making Gotham great again, and shave your knuckles for justice.